The latest Diablo IV update specifically addresses Diablo IV pay to win in a lengthy blog. I'm going to put all of the good information right here at the beginning of the video. These videos are a little bit long because I'm a live streamer, so that's why the video is so long. We discuss it after I give you all the info. Make sure and hit subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss these, because there is a lot of good information in the latest Diablo IV blog, specifically addressing whether or not you can pay to win or buy power in the game. I'm going to break it down very quickly for you in an update. This is a Reforge update. Diablo IV monetization is being explained in the latest Diablo IV blog. Many people were concerned that we were going to see a Diablo IV pay-to-win situation after everything that has happened with Diablo Immortal. I'm going to break down how seasons will work, monetization, refreshing the meta, and they really establish whether or not you will be able to buy power. If you like these quick updates, hit subscribe and the bell button, or check out Reforge Gaming, where I stream the discussions live. So how will seasons work first and foremost? Because many people were kind of concerned, are you going to have to pay to get in seasons, and how's that going to work with the battle passes that they're also selling? Diablo 4 seasons are going to be modeled after those of Diablo 3. To play the new season, you'll create a fresh character and experience the new seasonal features and content while leveling up alongside other players. So they're going to do it exactly how they've done it in Diablo 3. If you want a more lengthy discussion of that, you can check out my gaming channel or check out the blog where they posted it. Now, they made a note about buying power early in the blog and all throughout the blog. The season design requires that all sources of character power come from playing the game, so you will not be able to pay for power in Diablo 4. So they say this right off jump in the beginning of the blog, and it's stated and reiterated numerous times throughout the Diablo 4 blog that they posted on Blizzard's site. They also established that new seasons equal new content. Each season will be released with a fresh new gameplay feature and quest line that introduces new challenges, mysteries, and possibilities into the level up experience. Each season's new quest line will reveal more of the world of Sanctuary and your character's place in it. Here we get an opportunity to introduce new characters or revisit old ones while exploring the lore and content of the season. So there will be new content, new quest lines, new story every time they do a season. They also think it's a great time to refresh the meta. They said, we will be constantly adding new legendary and unique items, paragon boards, glyphs, and more that will continually refresh the meta and create new build opportunities. If you've seen anything about how the new system or paragon system is going to work with the boards and the rotation, the permutations seem almost limitless. They also are going to be doing seasonal endgame content whenever there is a new season. Completing the season journey is quite a feat, with the final step demanding the character overcome an extremely difficult encounter with an especially deadly foe. With future season journeys, we are regularly adding pinnacle level difficulty challenges for players to complete, proving their worth and earning unique cosmetic rewards besides. So they are looking at having endgame content every season as well. It's going to be pretty challenging. Then they give a very brief summary of the monetization. Diablo 4 will be a full price game with cosmetics and a season pass, none of which will provide pay-for-power options. Now, the one thing they leave out there is we're fairly certain they're also going to have paid-for expansions, but they're not addressing that in this blog post. Seasons do this all for free. Seasons will add new gameplay, quests, challenges, meta changes, and quality of life improvements. So that's the purpose of the season. What about the season pass? The season pass recognizes players' dedication with greater rewards unlocking as you play throughout the season. There will be a single track of rewards with free tiers that are unlocked just by playing the game and leveling, and premium tiers which provide no in-game power or advantage over other players. They've stated now 3 times, I think, that there's no advantages that you can get, not even from the season pass. There are gameplay bonuses in the season pass, and they address those. The free tiers of the pass will provide gameplay boosts to all players, things which make the journey of leveling up a fresh seasonal character faster and more streamlined. In contrast, the premium tier rewards are focused on aesthetics, providing a huge value in the form of cosmetics and premium currency. And then they give a point of clarity about the boosts. Because the boosts affect gameplay, season boosts are free rewards for all players. tiers. We want to be clear that players cannot unlock season boosts more quickly through purchases. There is no way to unlock more boosts or boosts at a faster pace by spending money. They are at every level saying, listen, you can't pay to get ahead, you can't pay for power. Players cannot upgrade season boost just by purchasing tiers, because you can purchase tiers on the pass if you want to skip things quicker, but you'll have to earn those through milestones. All other tier rewards can be unlocked instantly by purchasing tiers, except for the seasonal boost. There is no way to shortcut by doing that through buying tiers. Then they give the philosophy of their shop. If players choose to buy something, it should be because they want to, not because they feel like they have to. So they're reiterating, they don't want you to feel as if you're being funneled to the shop. It should be clear to players exactly what they are getting before they choose to buy, with no unpleasant surprises. Another statement that seems to be almost taking a jab at some of the things that Diablo Immortal did, which is kind of interesting. The shop is optional and transparent. However, they're also stating this: the best looking cosmetics are not exclusive to the shop. Diablo 4 will ship with hundreds of transmogs unlockable from drops in the game, including dozens of armor sets of the highest visual quality. There are incredible pieces, unique and legendary quality items for players to find without ever going to the shop. The shop offers more diversity of choice, not systematically better choices. They are driving home the point. The cosmetics won't be better. You can't buy power. You can't even skip tiers on the battle pass to get the boost so that you level faster. They are reiterating at least 4 or 5 different times in this lengthy blog post that you can't buy power, you can't skip ahead of other players, and they are not going to put the best cosmetics in the shop. They even showcase some of the cosmetics that are earnable in the game to prove that. We're going to take a look at those over on Reforge Gaming, where we discuss these things at length. So if you like these quick updates, hit subscribe and the bell button. Always check out Reforge Gaming, where I stream live, and I'll see you in the next video. And I'll see the rest of you right now. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. All of this sounds really, really good. You guys are saying that the coffee site's not working. I'm not sure if what's actually happening with the coffee site. Let me check it right now. ReforgeRoast.com worked totally fine for me, so I'm not sure why some of you are having trouble. I just clicked on the ReforgeRoast.com link in the chat, and it worked just fine for me. So I'm not sure why some of you are having trouble. As a reminder, if you're watching the VOD, order some coffee, ReforgeRoast.com, or the coffee link below in the description. Do that, and you'll enjoy the coffee. I am certain everybody that's ordered has said how much they like it. A lot of people have switched full-time to Reforge Roast. Guys, make sure you're going through your morning ritual. Give us those first 100 likes. We only have 80 likes. There's over 200 people already piled in here. And make sure you're on live chat so you can see what everybody is saying. Good morning, says Sven in chat. Going to be a busy day at work for me, so glad to catch the update at least. Hope y'all have a good day. Thank you, Sven. Coffee's working fine for a bunch of people, so. Do the season quests bring FOMO? If I start season 3, do I miss the season 1 and 2 quests? I think they addressed that in the update. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I thought they addressed that about missing a season or something. Let's see here. This affords us advantages, picking a new class, new content. I thought they talked about that, about like each season's new quest line, new ways for progression. I thought they addressed that in here, and now I'm not seeing it. Like if you miss a season or something, you don't have to worry about it. Let's see here. With future season journeys, we are regularly adding pinnacle level challenges for players to complete. I read that. The season journey is free for all players. Completing the season journey objectives also grants progress toward the season pass. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I read something in here. I'm not seeing it. Seasons always have limited time rewards. Please make sure they understand some basic internet. If the site says you're entering bad login information, you don't just keep trying with the same information. You reset your password, or else security will lock you out. So it sounds like somebody got locked out of the coffee website because they kept putting in the wrong password, maybe? Yo, what's good, Feed? How are you? I see you in the chat. There we go. First 100 likes. Guys, I'm really excited about this Diablo 4 update. I am really, really happy that Diablo 4 pay-to-win's not going to be a thing. Looking fresh. Thank you. I need to trim up the beard a little bit. I didn't have time to do that this morning. But yeah, I got my hair done. Looking a little bit shorter and a little less chaotic up there. I thought Sony blocking a game from Game Pass, LOL. I don't feel like that's a story. 505 has the publishing rights on Death Stranding. I don't really care about that coming to PC Game Pass. That's not really a story, and it's certainly not a sign of anything becoming common or normative. Remember me? Turns out Sea of Thieves map returned to normal. It was a bug. Okay, cool, Rusty. Thanks for coming back and letting us know that. Get over here. Nice shirt. Thank you, Bro Sexy. If you guys like my all-over print Mortal Kombat shirt, be sure to use the shirt command or go to 80stees.com. This comes from their gaming collection over there, and use code LONO for 30% off. You missed Jesus, Lono. All in Diablo 4 now, says Hilly. They said everything I wanted to hear. Frick, every other game coming out with FOMO and Diablo 3 stuff that's very popular rotates back in and it gives you another chance. Not sure with 4. Yeah, I'm curious what you guys think about that. Are you worried that with seasonal content, quest lines, unique rewards, and things that you can only get in that season, do you think that's a healthy amount of FOMO, or should games not do that? I mean, I'll give you my opinion while you guys are typing, okay? I personally think it's totally fine to say, hey, for the next 3 months, you can come and do this stuff and get this stuff. And if you miss, you miss. Now, the one dilemma that I can see that arises when you do this is that you run out of time, right? You're like, I was trying, or I just didn't have enough time, or I didn't get enough stuff, or blah, blah, blah. Listen, I get that. But I also think you've got to do something for the committed players. You've got to do something for the people that are playing every day, every week, every month, and I think that's totally fine. Now, I think FOMO can be done in bad ways, but I think seasonal format FOMO is totally fine. You have to give people a reason to be there for that season. Now, I know other games are saying, oh, you can go back and work on the Battle Pass later if you missed it, but I don't know if that's going to become normative in a lot of the ways that they do it. That's the sort of rewards Diablo 3 offers. A Conqueror set chest and gloves, High Heavens portrait, Fiasha gear wings, Terra resurrected portrait, lesser mummy pet. Yeah, it's a bunch of cosmetics. I mean, it's not a weapon that you're going to need for meta or gaming or something. I don't think 90 days is FOMO unless the task takes 90 days. I think most seasons that are designed around 90 days can easily be completed in 30 to 45 because they know people are going to play at different intervals and they're going to play stretched out. So I don't think 90-day seasons are typically designed in a way where you need like 87 days, so if you miss a couple days, you're screwed. Typically, it's not set up in that way. That's not what they want people to feel. They don't want you to feel literally rushed so you can't even enjoy the content. I mean, that's not ideal. It's not ideal to have people feeling a sense of pressure to the degree that, like, if they miss a couple of days, they're done. I mean, we've already kind of talked about that with respect to how they've handled the seasons and the events in Halo Infinite. It's freaking stupid. It's like if you miss a couple days, you're absolutely behind. Or if you don't get all the rewards the first time the event shows up, it's just dumb. Like and they cap it and stop you from getting stuff. I think you can do FOMO for seasons in an appropriate way. Honestly, I'll take FOMO over pay to win any day. Yeah, Galleon, I am absolutely thrilled that at like 5 different times where they had the opportunity, they're like, Diablo 4 pay to win isn't happening. You can't do it. To the point that they were even like, you can't even spend money to get to level faster with like, because they're going to be giving you like gameplay boosts in the battle pass. Everybody gets them, and you can't even spend money to get them earlier. Like, that's not even something they had to do. If everybody can get the boosts on the battle pass, and you decide to spend money because you want to jump to level 20 and you want to get all the boosts at once, I wouldn't even have cared about that. But even that, they're like, no, we're not going to let you do that. That's like the most small amount of problematic spending that you could have. And even that, they were like, nope, you can't even do that on the battle pass. FOMO is fear of missing out. So fear of missing out, FOMO, is basically the idea of if you don't play enough in Season 2, you miss out on all the goodies. So then you're driven to play by FOMO, and people don't like that. I think you can have healthy FOMO. For example, if you become a member on my channel, you get to be a part of members-only streams every day as well as Friday night. Like tonight, my wife has to go back into Elden Ring. Well, you might become a member because of FOMO. You're like, I don't want to miss out on that. That sounds awesome. Like, I think you can have healthy amounts of FOMO. You can have incentivization for engagement, right? Darren says it's BS. They can make it no pay to win on launch and roll it out months later and say they changed their minds. All right, here's the thing, Darren. I covered this game a couple of days ago, and I said one of the things that might happen is they add it later. After reading this blog post, I am very confident they will not do that. They will not do that. I don't think so. I'm just going to pretend that KOTOR Remake doesn't exist at this point. Yeah, it looks like it got handed to Saber, which we predicted, Wheeze, but that thing ain't coming in a long time. I think it's going to get lost in limbo, to be quite honest. I honestly don't think we're ever going to get it. She's going to have a tough time going in cold and trying to kill that barbarian guy in the dungeon. Right. I don't mind limited time items as long as they can be acquired in a reasonable amount of time, and the length of the season is more than enough to obtain them, says Zuth. I don't want to have to play every day. I honestly don't think they will ever add pay to win to this game. I don't think so. I do not think they will add pay to win. Like, listen to this thing that they said about the shop. I want you to really, really listen to this, okay? This to me gives me, oh shoot, I hit F12. This to me gives me so much hope. This to me is almost a passive swipe at Diablo Immortal. If I'm honest, that's what this feels like. How big can I make this? Okay. If players choose to buy something, it should be because they want to, not because they have to, and have is like italicized. It should also be clear to players exactly what they are getting before they choose to buy, so no unpleasant surprises. Now, if that's not like the most backhanded dig at Diablo Immortal, I don't know what is. Like, they're taking a dig at Immortal with that line. This is why I'm like, bro, they're not going to add pay to win. Are you kidding me? And then they go one further. They're like, oh, by the way, the best looking cosmetics are not exclusive to the shop. This is stuff that you can get. This is stuff you can get just by playing. And honestly, when I look at that, this looks like stuff that you would pay for. This looks like something that you would pay for. This doesn't look like something that you would earn in the game. This is absolutely phenomenal looking, right? They've got all these outfits as you go down. Oh my gosh. Look at that one. He literally is like a skeleton. I love it. I love it. Oops, hang on. There we go. Yes. Look at this. Is that the I wonder if that's the druid. I wonder if this is the druid over here. Look at that bow, dude. Look at that bow. I'm telling you, that leak happened and they were like, get the blog ready. They were like, we are 100% gonna throw down the gauntlet and be like, no pay to win, beautiful cosmetics that are earnable. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a rogue for sure. Yeah, probably. Or is that what they're calling the druid? Or is the rogue another character in the game? I forget all the classes now. The gear in Diablo is going to be sick, and I can't wait. The ones on the right are from the shop. Left are in-game. Oh, I see what they're doing. Okay, hang on. Let's look at these again. Let's look at these again then. I see what they're doing. Hang on. Let me get them all open. Okay. So, unfortunately, yeah, the bow is from the shop. The bow is from the shop. Funny enough, I noticed the ones on the left first, except for that bow. Like, we noticed this one here first, okay? And then this on the right is on the shop. Let's make sure we're getting this right. Screen captures. Legendary armor, earned through game left. Armor on cosmetics is on the right. Okay. Oh, well, why, my gosh. I mean, I think what they're trying to do here is, like, look how ornate and crazy, shiny, awesome this is. Now, I'll admit, I mean, this is pretty freaking awesome. I might actually buy that. But I think the point is like, look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Like, you can earn that, and this is one you can buy. Like, I actually think this is really good. And this is the one I noticed. I didn't really notice this one over here. I noticed this one. This one looks amazing. It looks like a skeleton. It looks like an undead. Love it. And then this one, I said the same thing. I was like, look at that. That looks like something that you would buy. Over here is what they're actually going to be selling, which the lion on the shoulder, dadgummit, that is, oh my gosh. Okay. I think they're balancing. It's a balancing act, right? It's a balancing act. Hair looking good. Thank you, Barrier. I was actually waiting to see what you thought. I mean, I'll be honest. Barrier's complimenting of my hair means a little bit more. It does. It does. Anyway, in my case, the armor on the left looks better than the shop. I think so. Almost every time it looks better. You know what would look better? Is Reforge Roast in your cup. Who's going to be the first coffee order of the day, huh? Who's going to be the first coffee order? Isn't it a full price game? It is a full price game, yes. Now, I know some people are going to say full price games shouldn't have cosmetics for sale, shouldn't have microtransactions. I don't think that's a position. I don't think that's a position that can be maintained anymore. I don't think so. If you're new and you're just tuning in, we are discussing the Diablo IV update. They addressed the Diablo IV pay-to-win concerns, and I feel very good about this game going forward. I was very worried when that thing went out. I was like, oh my gosh, they're getting ready to cook up some Diablo Immortal clone or twin. No, that's not the case. This game, they are quite literally reiterating 10 times over that there is not going to be pay to win in this game. And if you're enjoying my coverage, it is free to subscribe and free to click like. Those two things help me out immensely, and it doesn't cost you anything. Membership costs $5 a month. You get to hang out with me every day in a members-only stream. Today, after the Reforge Roundtable, you can hang out with me and the hosts and do the after show. And then tonight, you can watch my wife and I hang out and play some games. She's got to go back into Elden Ring. So consider becoming a member, or maybe gift some members, or buy some coffee. Those are all great ways to support. If you can't do any of those things, at least do the free things. Hit subscribe, turn on the bell button, and hit that like button. Why not, says Lewis? I don't think if you buy a game at full price that you intend to play for years to come, I don't think you can walk into that game and expect them to not have microtransactions. I think that's foolhardy. I think that's absolutely foolhardy. Well, I gave you $60. Okay, who gives a frick? You're playing the game 8 months later. What do you mean? They got to make money. They can't just do DLC, because think about it. The reason the seasonal format works so well for games like this is because they use existing capital, they refresh it, there's randomly generated dungeons, they refresh the meta, they add new stuff, but they don't have to do this substantive expansion and then, oh, that's all we got. Because if you're going to do substantive expansions, they got to be almost like an annual release, which means what are you doing for the rest of the year? I used to get in this argument with people all the time who debated seasonal format versus expansion format. Now, it sounds like Diablo 4 is going to do both. There's going to be Diablo 4 DLC and Diablo 4 seasons. Like, they're going to do both. So to me, it's like, that's the best of both worlds. Once a year, maybe something big, and then every 3 months, you get the little seasonal updates, you get the battle pass, you get stuff to do. I'm telling you right now, if you guys support it, this game will be on my channel very regularly. This game will be on my channel very regularly. If we can get support for gameplay, we can maybe build a guild or a clan or whatever the heck they call them. I'm telling you, I'll do a lot with this game if it's supported, because I'm already very excited. There's going to be live events in the game. There's going to be stuff to do every season. I love covering games like this. I love it. We look at the loot cycles, we look at the incentivization, we look at the content loop, we look at the seasonal structure, we look at the cosmetics, we look at the spending. I love breaking that kind of stuff down. Manny Smalls jumping back in. He is a tier 2 member and hitting 14 entire months. That's a great milestone. Are you going to cover Diablo 4 like you used to do with New World? I'm telling you right now, if you guys support it, if we can get viewership for gameplay, it will regularly be on this channel. It will be. Like, we can't do gameplay on this channel for very long a lot of the times. I would love to see that change for live service games like Diablo 4. I would love to see that change because I think I can break down loot-based live service games as good, if not better than anybody. And I think that's something that we enjoy doing here, and I miss doing that. We've not done that. Roundtable back when? It's been back for quite a while, actually. And we do it every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Me, Ginger Prime, and 30 and Still Gaming. And today we'll be discussing a variety of topics. I don't have the topics off the top of my head. I believe I will be talking about Diablo 4, I think, actually. And then I forget the other things going on the show. I forget what the other guys are talking about. Do we have a release date for Diablo 4? No, a Diablo 4 release date is not currently known. Please, what would you know about breaking down a looty shooty or a stabby grabby, says Zubair. Brother, I'm here for that. Let's get the old squad back. That's what I'm talking about, Manny. Yeah? That's what I'm talking about. I thought you canceled it. Well, we didn't do it for a long, long time, and then we recently brought it back. We rebranded, we put everything under Reforge, and we brought back the Roundtable under the name of Reforge Roundtable, and that was a couple months ago. So I'm imagining you just haven't been here or you haven't been paying attention to the channel. You watch off and on throughout the week, so you probably missed it. I mean, you can go back and watch the past episodes. I think we need to make a playlist and then pin it on the front page. But every Friday, yeah, you can go look at the VODs. Reforge Roundtable. I think we've done 5 episodes over here on this channel. We did a bunch of episodes on another channel that was too small for it to work. Wheezy says, as it stands, I will be picking up Diablo 4. Yeah, I think this blog convinced me, right? Yes, I got a haircut this last night, Christina. Thank you. Always makes me feel good when people compliment the haircut. I appreciate that. Thank you. Off topic, sorry, but we know Google did buy into OBS, and now I see Stadia getting 4K HDR streaming in the cloud, so no hardware needed. Oh, golly, that's cool. To me, we covered this the other day, okay? So Diablo 4 monetization, it got leaked and we covered it. And I was concerned. I was like, oh gosh, they're going to do this again. They've just completely moved the needle and the goalposts, and they're going to be like, yeah, we're going to have crests and this and that and the third. And then this blog came out, and I even changed my thumbnail. My thumbnail was going to be Diablo 4 monetization explained. And then I read through the blog post and I did my show write-up in my Word doc. And I was like, no, we're going to make the thumbnail say Diablo 4 pay to win addressed, because they're addressing pay to win very strongly. So the Reforge Roundtable, I'm going to be talking about Diablo 4. Ginger will be talking about multiverses. Side topic will be delays. Mike is having voice trouble and won't be joining us. Okay, we might have to pull something else in then. That's going to be Diablo 4 multiverses and side topic of delays. What was the other one I was considering doing? Why don't we throw in Xbox Game Pass and the Sony thing? Because there's a lot to talk about there that we haven't really talked about on the main show. We talked about Sony blocking Game Pass, but there's also the Death Stranding coming to PC Game Pass. We could probably bat that ball around as well and just talk about, what that's going to look like. The Immortal blog where they said you cannot buy gear power in this game really sold me. Fool me once. They didn't say that in a blog, did they? Did they say that? Game Pass, Sony, and God of War Ragnarok are also sides. Okay, cool. Mike came back early and he messed up his voice. Okay. I didn't realize he had been under the weather or was having voice issues. Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems when you lose your voice is if you come back early, you set yourself back. At least he's got the weekend to kind of maybe bounce back. Diablo 4 was in the Xbox showcase, and they said every game was coming within 12 months. So June of 2023 is the latest it can come out in theory. I think they are very close. Yeah, I'm hoping summer would be a great release, Hilly, because the first quarter's already jammed frickin' full, right? Yes, they did. Exo, I thought the guy said in a tweet that you couldn't purchase gear. Can someone find me? Is there an actual Diablo Immortal blog that explicitly states you can't buy gear? Here's why I think this blog is different. Okay? Because Paul is saying you can't buy gear, it's gems. I know. They can get a little pedantic about it and say that, right? Kena Bridge of Spirits is getting a major update, including a new game plus mode, and it's coming to Steam. Oh boy, Kena's coming to Steam. Another Sony title. Let me take that action, okay? There's a big difference between saying, yeah, you can't buy gear. Yeah, you can't buy gear, and then later on they're like, but you can buy gems. This blog is completely and utterly different. They state 5 different times you cannot buy power. You can't do it. You can't even buy... Kena was already on PC? It was? Where? What, through Epic? Oh, it was an Epic exclusive. Yeah, that's why I didn't know about that. They state numerous times, like, they literally open the blog and they're like, you can't buy power. You can't do it. You will not be able to pay for power in Diablo 4. They're not even going to let you upgrade your battle pass and get the XP boosts. They're not even going to let you do that. Right? Would be nice if Diablo 4 has a better PvP than Diablo 3. In Diablo 3, it was nice to be very powerful, but everyone was capable of one-shot. Whereas in D2, it was a little more lucrative. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Crucible Coliseum is in the chat. That's PvP. That's PvP-centric channel. If you guys like PvP and Destiny, be sure to check out Crucible Coliseum. I obviously don't cover that game anymore, but one of our peers does, and it makes sense that's probably Wolvie. Wolvie would be interested in PvP. I'm not, but I'll say the same thing I said to the Sea of Thieves PvP guys. I'll say the same things I said to them. If they're gonna do PvP, then do it right, or get the frick out. Don't waste my time. Don't waste anybody's time. So, yes, if PvP is kind of bad in Diablo 3 and there's going to be PvP in Diablo 4, then do it right for Pete's sakes. Like, don't have it be bad. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't have it be bad. But the reason that this blog convinced me, I'm not trying to be a hype man for Diablo 4. I obviously am very excited to start having games like this come out because they fit perfectly with what I like to do and what I like to cover. They do. I love covering games like Diablo 4. I was very irritated that we could do nothing with Diablo Immortal. I could not in a clean conscience cover that game. The 2 times I played it, the videos got almost 20,000 views. That's more views than I have subscribers. Like, and I was like, well, we could play this for a while and just show people what it's like to be a free-to-play player, but I could not do it. I didn't have a good, I couldn't have a clean conscience. I'm like, I'm not going to promote this game because that means somebody might play it, somebody might feel that free-to-play pull, and then they'll start spending money. And I didn't want to encourage anybody to be in the funnel. So obviously, I have a bias. I'm going to try to own the bias and say, I really want Diablo Immortal to be not the standard. I want Diablo 4 to be amazing. I want Diablo 4 to be a mainstay on this channel. Like, regularly doing Diablo 4 gameplay, playing with you guys, breaking down the seasons, breaking down the structure, the rewards, the blogs, the updates, the posts. I miss having a game like that, right? I miss having a game where we get weekly, monthly blog posts that we know we can rely on. We get updates, we get patches, we get content that we can play through. We get loot cycles and content loops and endgame that we can review and break down. I miss doing that, okay? That's a really strong, sharp weapon on my back that I almost never get to pull out and use. I almost never get to get that out. And I'll toot my own horn. That's something I'm good at. Like, and I don't get to do it. It's like we play a game and then we move on. We play a game and then we move on. Why? Well, most of the games coming out wouldn't really fit with what I like doing, but like I haven't been able to do that in a really, really long time. There's no PvP in D3. Then what's he talking about? PvP in D3. I remember Lono was heavy on New World for a bit, enjoyed those streams. I gotta tell you, the biggest problem with New World and Lost Ark is they funneled all the viewership to another platform, which makes perfectly good sense. Amazon owns the property, but when you funnel all the live viewership to the other platform, don't expect me to stream it. Like, I'm just being dead honest. Like, if you're gonna funnel all live viewership for your game over to Purple, with not any real like malice in my heart, but like frick your game. Like, frick your game. I can't afford to do that. I'm not going to stream a game when total live viewership for their games was like below 1,000 people, and there was like tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of people watching over there, both Lost Ark and New World. I just can't do it. I can't do it. So that's not going to happen with Diablo, I hope. Like, when you funnel viewership like that, it's so dadgum annoying, especially because it's always chintzy drops. Like, get this little dangly item that everyone's going to get, and it funnels all the viewership. I freaking hate that. PvP in Diablo 3 was pretty atrocious. I've never played Diablo. Will have to have my handheld if I get it. Oh, it's a dungeon crawler. You're not going to need your handheld. Listen, if you buy Diablo 4 on its release date, I don't think you're going to struggle at all. You're not going to be like, what do I do? It just playing through the campaign, you're going to have a dadgum blast. Could we get 300 likes on this video? We're right at 200 already. If you've been enjoying the content, do me a favor and smash the like button. It doesn't cost anything, and it does help out the video, and I would love us to see. We typically can't get that many likes in the first hour, and I would love to see that as a great milestone. So click the things. Who wants to be the first coffee order? Who wants to be the first new member or gifted member? It's Friday, which means there's a lot of members-only content coming. There's the after show of the Reforge Roundtable, and then there's Friday night with my wife. You don't want to miss that stuff. So become a member or gift some members. Let's see some of those things popping in the chat as we reach the 30-minute mark. These streams are usually 2 to 3 hours long, so we got a lot to talk about still. There's things I haven't really brought up yet that I'm kind of saving with questions to ask you guys. I am Melee hitting a 9-month milestone. Welcome back in, my friend. Thank you for renewing that membership. Jatoak says, I'll do the first gifted member batch. There it is. Asking you will receive. Thank you very much. Guys, if you can hear my voice, look in the chat and click allow gifts. You'll get a gifted membership, and then you can be a part of the increased rooms in our Discord. You can be a part of all the things that we do here. That might have gone to people who aren't here. It's been doing that. Like, those are not being claimed in chat. That's so weird. Somebody did that the other day, and people that weren't here got emails. So I think your members just went to 5 very loyal people that aren't here. I don't know why it continues to do that, though. That's not really ideal for a live environment. Cardoc Ren hits a 20-month milestone. That's a big one, and it's a Tier 2. We're trying to get 100 Tier 2 members as well. Next week when we do Community Game Night, Tier 2 members will get in first for Jackbox, so you may want to upgrade if you're really interested in playing Jackbox next week. Lono, looks like Call of Duty saw you talking yesterday. They did the same thing Blizzard did. They emailed out release info. Oh, yeah? About the release date of Warzone 2? Oh, there they go. There they go. Wow, that was really delayed. That's the most delayed I think I've ever seen it. Dion K, Fortage, Ivan, and Trey, and Ken Murray all got gifted memberships from Jatoak. Eternal Darkness is doing a Tier 2. Love to see that. We're setting our sights on 100 Tier 2 members. If we have 100 Tier 2 members, I'll do a new segment where you guys can submit really hard games. I'll record them and upload them like on the weekends. And I will play them for maybe 20 minutes, but it'll be hilarious. So consider upgrading if you guys want to unlock that new segment. Cross-play, cross-progression, and couch co-op. Right, Sandra? Like, I love playing Diablo with my wife. Like, Diablo gameplay is so satisfying. We did Diablo 3 so much. So much. It was always an enjoyable time. I got a Modern Warfare 2 email saying campaign October 20th. Well, we covered the Warzone release date yesterday that we still don't have. There's speculation of when it's going to land in November and that you'll get early access if you own that one. My man James Carr, so generous every day with tips, memberships, gifted members. Thank you so much for the $10 tip through Super Chat, James. I appreciate that so much. YouTube needs to work on their platform and not the copyright stuff. Well, I think they need to work on both. If you guys are enjoying the show, we're discussing the Diablo 4 update. There was a very lengthy Diablo 4 blog, and they basically, as my thumbnail states, Diablo 4 pay to win has been addressed. It will not be in this game. Now, some people are saying, look, man, they said we wouldn't be able to buy gear in Diablo Immortal. Why should we believe them? I think that's a valid question. I think it's a valid concern to be like, listen, they already did this once. Why are we going to fall for it again? Uncle Brada coming in with 4 months of a milestone. Love it here, bro. GG. Just got some coffee also. Oh, are you our first coffee order of the day? Guys, if you order Reforge Roast, keep in mind, you're not ordering from a sponsor. You're ordering from us. My wife and kiddos ship it to you. You're supporting a small business, and it's delicious coffee. Uncle Brada with a bag of dark roast. Thank you so much. Anyone see She-Hulk? We try not to get off topic and talk TV shows, especially because there might be spoilers. I'll give you one sentence. It's way better than I expected, but she doesn't move right. There's something off in her movement. Other than that, I thought it was fine. My guess for a release date? So I think Diablo 4 is going to set its sights on the summer. That's what I think. I think first quarter is just jam-packed already. Tons of stuff is getting delayed. Tons of stuff's getting pushed back. And it's all landing like February, March. Right? It's all landing February, March, and I just feel like the best time for Diablo 4 release date would be in the summer. You're a coffeeholic, but you're in Norway. It sucks. I think the reason you can't do the XP purchase is that it would screw with the ladder system if you wanted to be competitive, says Polarin. Which means they're considering very serious pay to win. Cool Scorpion shirt. Thank you. If you guys like my shirt, always remember my shirts come from 80s Tees, and you can use my code over there for 30% off. Code Lono. What's good, Nolan Saints? Good to see you in the chat. Isn't Diablo 4 and Diablo Immortal done by two different teams at Blizzard? Homie, I'm telling you, they're taking a shot. They are taking a shot at that game right here. So when they talk about the shop, okay, this is the blog post, official Blizzard website. So they're taking a shot right here when they talk about the shop. That's my belief. I firmly believe they're taking a shot at Immortal. If players choose to buy something, it should be because they want to, not because they feel they have to. It should also be clear to players exactly what they're getting before they choose to buy, with no unpleasant surprises. Like the crests in Diablo Immortal, and how it feels almost as if you have to buy them, and then people were surprised by the fact that you could go beyond what they thought was the maximum amount of crests on a dungeon, or whatever the frick they're called. I think they're taking a shot at Immortal with that opening line. They're like, we're not like that frickin' game. No, we're not like that game. And I think it's because two different teams with two different goals. They're like, look, man, we've worked really hard on this game. We've gone through hell to get this game out the door with the lawsuit and all the other nonsense going on at Blizzard Activision. And the last thing they're going to want to do is sully their game with pay-to-win nonsense. I honestly think they're handling this game very differently than the way that Diablo Immortal has been handled. At every turn in this blog, they're like, you can't buy power. You can't buy power. Have we mentioned that you can't buy power? It's not like one throwaway comment about like, well, you can't buy gear and then you could buy crests. They're not even saying you can't buy gear. That's the other thing that I think they're being very intentional about. They're not saying you can't buy gear. They're saying you cannot buy power. Even on the battle pass, there's a free track and a premium track. And if you want to fly through it, you can fly through it with money. And the free track has XP bonuses and things to speed up leveling. So in-game bonuses are free to everybody, but you can't get to them faster with money. Even if you spend money to upgrade your battle pass faster, you can't get to those things quicker. Why? Because that would be buying power. At the smallest minutia of a potential power buy, they're like, no, you can't do that. That's why I don't think they're going to add it later. I don't think Diablo 4 pay to win gets shoved in later. I don't think so. Mick D09 with an 8-month milestone. Number 2 lurker after YouTube lurker. Thank you, Mick D09. I appreciate that. YouTube lurker doesn't lurk all that much, though, right? He talks quite a bit and gifts memberships a lot. All they said is that everything is cosmetic. There are things that help leveling, but they're on the free part of the season pass. Yes, and it's not like you can even get to those things faster with money. They're blocking that as well. Manny says, I hope they release around April. My wife is due around that time. Yeah. I know Immortal has crazy monetization, but do they make it ridiculously hard for someone who doesn't spend money? Halo Overlord, have you ever watched the comparisons of running a dungeon with spending money and without? It's a freaking joke. It's a dadgum joke. Now, I know there are free-to-play players that have had a perfectly fine time in Diablo Immortal. That has no bearing on the discussion. That's just anecdotal, subjective experience. At an objective level, the paid way of playing Diablo Immortal is significantly more rewarding and highly motivated and incentivized as you play through that game. It is 100% not at all like when you play free to play. So it's 100% cosmetic. Yes, the only things you can buy in this game are cosmetic in Diablo 4. You cannot buy power. You cannot buy boosts. You can buy a battle pass. When you buy the battle pass, you're on the premium track. The premium track is literally only cosmetic items and a premium currency that can be used in a cosmetic store. And then they literally didn't stop. That was the thing that made me feel so good about this. So they start talking about the items in the shop, right? And you see this thing here and you're like, "Oh my gosh, that looks amazing." And you might be tempted to say, Here we go again. They're going to put all the best stuff in the shop, and I'm going to look like some garbage can that crawled out of a dirt pile if I don't spend money. So they come down here and they say, this stuff on this side is stuff you can earn in the game. This is stuff you can buy. So they're showing you, look, you can look amazing by just playing. And then, yeah, you can look great too. You can look amazing if you spend money. There's a very, very clear quality. There's a quality parity here in the cosmetics. This over here, you can earn. This over here, you can buy. I think there's a quality parity right there that's very, very visible. I know that it's art and it's subjective, but that's pretty consistent in my book. It's yep. There's a value parity there. Those are equal. If I want to look awesome, I can play the game and not spend a dime. I can look awesome. MickD09 gifts a membership to the community. It might take a while for somebody to grab it. Guys, let's get a little gifted member train going. There's a lot of great names and a lot of new people here. One of the best way to get them to come back and enjoy our content in our community is to gift those memberships. JW just hit 19 months of a milestone, and it's a tier 2. We're trying to hit 100 tier 2 members, so if you want to enjoy all those extra benefits as a tier 2 member, consider upgrading. You the man, Lono, he says. Appreciate what you do. Hope you're having a great day, you too, chat. Thank you, JW. Yeah, I posted a picture on Twitter, man. I've been running drills in the evenings with my kids for soccer, and I've been running with them, and I just feel good, man. I feel good. My body feels good. My blood pressure, my heart feels good. My mind feels good. I looked at my social blade, and we took a week off. We came back, and each day, 10K, 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 10K views a day. We came back, and YouTube's not even treating us that well, but you guys are treating us very well. What a strong community we have. Leonidas grabs the membership. There it is. I think they're giving you a little bit longer to grab memberships now. They might have updated that flow to ensure that the right people get them. It's taking a little bit longer, but it seems like it's going to the right people. I got my coffee today. Life is good. Thank you, JW. Appreciate that so much. So thank you to everybody who's been supporting this channel. Another coffee order 1 minute ago. Eternal Darkness snagging 2 bags of dark roast. As I was saying, man, thank you guys so much. Those of you that support the channel with coffee, with memberships, with super chats. If you lurk, if you listen, if you put me on in the background like a radio show, I am a safe for work broadcaster. So if you haven't hit subscribe yet, do that. It enables you to talk in chat. I'll be in your sub feed all week, and you can listen to me like a podcast or a radio show. I do multiple shows a day, and since I'm safe for work, it's very easy to throw me on in the background. Frick, this Friday coming soon. Yes, right. I lost faith in Blizzard, says John. Classic Wrath is gross. Diablo Immortal has been criminally ripping us off, and Diablo 4 feels like it's going to insult all prior titles. Okay, John. I would love to have a conversation with you, so try to respond to some of the stuff I'm going to ask. Don't just type that and run away. Some people do that, right? They come in and get a jab, and then they leave. We love to have conversations here, and we love to disagree. I'm curious about something. I think you have legitimate complaints and gripes about the things that you listed. I am not interested in that. I'm interested in the last part. Why do you feel that Diablo 4 is going to insult all prior titles? I want that spelled out for me. I'm actually interested in that part because I'm a big Diablo guy. Diablo 1, 2, and 3, played them all, loved them all. I played Diablo 3 a lot with my wife, and I'm curious where you're getting that. JW with a $20 tip through Super Chat. Have a beer this weekend on me. You work hard and deserve a drink this weekend. Thank you, sir. Whoever recommended getting that Kentucky Irish Red, oh my gosh, I tried it last night. That's got to be one of the best Irish Reds I've ever had. So it's so good. Holy moly. I forget who recommended that. It might have been Ganks. Thank you for the 20 spot. We re-upped. I refilled the fridge yesterday, and you just paid for a portion of it. I think it was like a $100 order. So thanks. You took a good chunk of that off, JW. Diablo Immortal is one that is insulting. I will agree with that. Diablo Immortal insulted the community. Diablo Immortal didn't just insult the franchise. It insulted gamers. We broke down the potential spending and the structure of the spending in Diablo Immortal. It's a dadgum joke. Even if you're willing to spend money in that game, it's atrocious. You don't even have to be a Diablo fan to be angry. You're like, what is this? John says, I've been playing Diablo 1 since 97. Same. Good to know ya. An OG in the crowd. They want to milk us for microtransactions. I feel like the more I see of the game, the less my excitement is piqued. I'm very skeptical. Blizzard is out for cash. Ganks with a $10 tip through Super Chat. You're welcome for the beer recommendation, brother. Here's money to buy more. My man. I knew it was you. I was like, I think it was Ganks. A 50 spot from JW. There, almost a free refill. You the man. That takes us to 70 and then 80 with Ganks. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. This is unbelievable. A Super Chat train, a gifted member train, couple of coffee orders. It's a good Friday. All right, let me talk to John, though, because I hear where John's coming from. But allow me to disagree with you, John. You seem like a great guy and a reasonable guy. You've been playing for a long time, and you're like, I'm skeptical. You don't seem like the incessant negative gamers that I often, have to interact with. You don't seem like that. You seem like a fan who's concerned. I want to address some of those concerns. The first way I want to address those concerns is Diablo 1 and 2 were dramatically different from where we are now. We are in an era of the ongoing live service game, and I think they should have won some of your confidence with how they've treated Diablo 3. I think that puts a lot of points on the board for Blizzard. The way they have treated Diablo 3 with the seasonal content, the ongoing nature of it, the rift system heavily influenced what they're going to be doing in Diablo 4. 150 dungeons, procedurally generated, so your experience is always changing, okay? So that's point number one, is there's a huge difference between Diablo 1 and 2 and Diablo 3, and I think they deserve a huge amount of credit for what they've done with Diablo 3. Now, if we're using sports analogy and Diablo 3 puts a bunch of points on the board, Diablo Immortal comes up and strikes out horribly. And it looks bad. It's like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Okay? I don't think Diablo Immortal is enough for me to be like, oh no, Diablo 4 is going to be awful. From this blog post alone, I get the impression that the team that worked on this game is not happy about Diablo Immortal. They're almost taking shots. John, were you here when I read the part that I think is a shot? I think they're taking a shot at Diablo Immortal. Did I read that to you yet? Were you here for that? I'll reread it again to you. I think it's a great spot in the blog. Kill You coming in with 20 months. Almost 2 years. You're getting there. Nice milestone, Kill You. Morning Lono, you the best. Reread it? Okay, I'll reread it for you because I love this part. I absolutely love this part. It's still highlighted. My opinion is that this is a shot at Immortal because this team is probably not happy about what that did to the franchise and the fact that it got to come out first. If players, so this is them talking about their shop. If players choose to buy something, it should be because they want to, not because they feel like they have to. And half is like in italicized, like, have to. That's what many people said about Diablo Immortal. It feels as if I have to spend money to actually get drops in the game. Second part. It should also be clear to players exactly what they're getting before they choose to buy, with no unpleasant surprises. One of the things people highlighted in Immortal is the number of crests you could throw in all of a sudden after you bought crest and started using crest. They were like, surprise, surprise, you can put in, what is it, 10, Paul? They're like, you could put in 10. And it's like, wait a minute, just a second ago it looked like I'd only put in like 4 or 5 or whatever the number was. That was an unpleasant surprise for people. It felt like a sucker punch. 10? Okay, thank you. Thought I had it right. Paul is our resident free-to-play player in Diablo Immortal. He insists that it's a perfectly fine game if you play free-to-play. I don't agree, but that's what he thinks, and there may be lots of people like him, and they might be having a fine time. DP Sage with a 10-month milestone. What's good with you, brother? Shout out from New Orleans. I just want to say, have a great stream. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that renewal. If we really think about it, Diablo gets better and better with each game. Immortal is part of the list for me. I hate that I have to kind of concede that fact, Ghostface. Immortal is a good game, and they shoved the crappy store into it. Imagine if the dungeons worked on a streak system instead of a crest system that you paid for. It'd be a frickin' perfect game. It'd be a dadgum perfect mobile game. If the dungeons worked on a streak system instead of the crest system, you refuse to even try Immortal. John, maybe I can earn some trust and some integrity here with you. I had 2 streams where I played Immortal, and I got close to 20,000 views on a video. Most of my good videos get between 5 and 10K views. That's a good video for me. An average video is between the 3 and the 5. 5 and 10 is good. Between 10 and 20K is phenomenal for us because we're not even a 20K channel yet. And both times I played Immortal, I got 20K views. And I intentionally and voluntarily stopped covering it and stopped playing it, knowing that I would have gotten great viewership doing it. I probably could have bagged another 5 streams, maybe 10 more streams, each stream bagging an easy 7 to 10K views because people were enjoying watching it, especially if I was going to be showcasing what free-to-play looked like. But I was like, no. I was like, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to encourage people into this funnel. Now, Paul would argue that's perfectly fine. Why not showcase people that you can play the game for free and not spend money? I don't want anybody in that environment because of me. I just don't, because of what it does, how it's designed. I believe it lacks transparency, and I think there's a layer of an unethical practice in how it's designed, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Now, that's part of the reason why I'm like really stoked for Diablo 4, because I love playing looters. I love breaking down looters. I love building a community around a looter. I did it for 5 years in another game, and I'd love to have games like Diablo 4 regularly cycled through on my channel. I would frickin' love that. I think it'd be good for the Discord. It'd be good for you guys. It'd be good for us. It'd be good for the channel. That I have a bias. I'm trying to own my bias. So when I covered this the other day, when the Diablo 4 monetization got leaked and I covered it, buddy, that was not a fun stream for me. I was a little, not depressed. I don't want to use that word inappropriately. Being depressed is kind of a serious thing. I was down. I was like, man, if they do this, I'm not going to be able to play it. Diablo 4 is selling cosmetic microtransactions, says Rips to Slabs, and they're selling future expansions along with a battle pass. Meanwhile, Path of Exile game blocks you with limited storage, and every release they sell a new storage tab type on the top of the microtransactions. No one's complaining about it. Rips to Slabs, I'm going to give you one guess as to why nobody's complaining about it. Why do you think? Chat, you can guess too. What's the number one reason that no one is complaining about the microtransaction setup of Path of Exile? What's the reason, chat? It's such a dunker of an answer. It's so easy. It's not Blizzard? No. It's free? No. Those are good answers, but that's not it. Nope. EXO got it. Free and a good game. It's good. People like it. That's why. No one plays it? What? Nobody plays Path of Exile? It's fun. It's a good game. People like it. It's highly praised. That's the answer. Microtransactions are extremely tolerated and accepted if people are enjoying the game. Do you know how many people are upset or incensed by the price of the skins in Fortnite? Do you want to know why they get away with it? Because people are having a dadgum blast, and they're like, I want to look like Boba Fett. I want to look like Darth Vader or Captain America. Bing! And they spend the money. Oh, yeah, Quiet Shy was kidding. She plays it. Yeah, she's goofing around. You see the expansion stream the other day? I don't cover Path of Exile because it's been going for too long and I would get no traction trying to cover it. I wouldn't have anything to say. I'm a big Diablo fan, so I'm happy to cover Diablo 4. Who said that? People love Path of Exile, and Path of Exile 2 looks dope and will be a direct competitor to Diablo 4. I bought stash tabs, and I totally agree they are necessary in Path of Exile, but they added content each season, so worth the storage space for a few bucks. Guys, our streams go for 2 to 3 hours. We've been live for 1 hour, and YouTube is like, hey, we would like you to run ads. I don't do that. I think that's too disruptive. I leave it to you to monetize the live environment. I think that's a healthier relationship. We're trying to prove to YouTube that that's what we should do. So on the hour, I typically say, hey, consider doing a membership, a super chat, or a gifted membership, because YouTube will see those metrics and see that, like, hey, on the hour, this guy's doing that instead of ads, because I think that's better. So I leave it to you to monetize the live environment. Most YouTube videos, you get an ad beginning, middle, and end. I don't think that's conducive to the live environment. I remember playing Diablo 2 on computer when I was 10 years old, about 19 years ago. I recently picked up D2 Remastered again, and I'm hooked. Slow Mobius, I wanted so bad to enjoy the Diablo 2 remaster, but I wanted them to give me... This is what I wanted from that. I wanted two experiences. I wanted a contextualized experience, and then I wanted a faithful experience. So if you want the faithful Diablo 2 experience, and you want stamina, and you want a very limited inventory system, and a not-so-great inventory system, and potions not stacking, you can play that if you want. But for frick's sake, can I click a button that lets me play a game that feels like it was built this decade, okay? Let me play a game that feels like it was built this decade and turn all that crap off. Give me infinite stamina, let me stack potions, and I would have played the frick out of that game with my wife. That's all I wanted. Turn off the dumb sprint stamina nonsense and let me stack potions. I would have played that game up one side and down the other with my wife. But that stuff, it's a vibe. Listen, I know it's a vibe. And I love you, and I love anybody that is so loyal and so, like, this is how the game should feel. I love you for that, because that's so different than me. And I like celebrating differences in gamers. I think it's good. But my gosh, why can't you have that experience if you want and let me not have that experience? It wouldn't have been that hard to be like, hey, here's a check mark in the menu, infinite stamina. Here's a check mark in the menu, stack potions. I would have been so happy. A $5 tip from Roger. There it is. We need a little something on the hour, whether it's a super chat tip or a membership or a gifted membership. So thank you, Roger, for doing that. Wolvie says, it's an amazing paint job, but quality of life for a lot of pain points in Diablo 2 should have been addressed. Some skills should have had an update to be more relevant. Oh, yeah, I didn't go that far, Wolvie. I'm okay with them not recooking any of the skills or builds, but my gosh, the stamina and the potion stacking makes me want to punch a puppy. I'm like, this is so freaking annoying. You have to pay $15 for that option? I would! I would totally pay money to be able to do that. Hey, for $10, you can have infinite stamina and you can stack potions. Here's my $10, and I'd have played it with my wife. Hey, somebody ordered some merch. a bag of light roast, and a black Team Light Roast mug to my man Snoop. Snoop Dogg, is that you? Snoop, is that you? It's not really Snoop Dogg. Thank you so much for buying a mug and for buying a bag of coffee. I greatly appreciate that. I tried to undelete. Yeah, undo. No, and then undo the trash. Ah, shoot. I shouldn't have deleted that. I wanted to see the where's that? What inbox does that go to? Thank you guys so much, by the way, for supporting the merchandise, for supporting the coffee. We greatly appreciate it. We really, really do. Whoa, a puppy? Yeah, a puppy. Listen, I don't have anything against puppies, but, you know, sometimes you get a little angry. I get a little angry about that. What is this? Okay, that's not terrible. It's not terrible, but it also isn't that great. John says, it's like classic WoW. I wanted to stay level 60 till the grave. Instead, they decided to relive history and insult us for money. Feels pointless if I'm not on the new season because they add so much crap and new crap to earn. It's just a chore. Oh, wait, so John, do you not like the seasonal format in Diablo, or are you talking about something in, are you still talking about World of Warcraft? Do you worldwide shipment? No, we do not. We ship the coffee to a variety of non-United States locations, but we don't ship any merch outside continental U.S. Guys, could we get 20 more likes on the video? Let's get 300 likes. I really wanted to see 300 likes in the first hour. Could we get 20 more? Likes are free, and they help out the video. It helps more people find us. If you found me this morning through your homepage, a recommendation, or through search results, thank you so much for being here. Consider clicking subscribe. Consider clicking the like button. Maybe decide to become a member for $5 and enjoy all the members-only content. We're doing a podcast this afternoon called the Reforge Roundtable, and you can watch the after show as a member. And then tonight, I'll be playing games with my wife again, and they're still not giving us search, man, but they're giving us suggest. If I'm showing up in your suggest or your browse or your homepage, holy moly, a lot of you clicked on this through browse. So if I was on your homepage, home screen, and this is your first time being here, thank you so much for doing that. It is awesome that you clicked on my stream. I hope you're enjoying your time. I do think Path of Exile is a good game, says Robert Hines, but man, I find it so hard to get into as someone who has only played a little. Following someone else's build guide never seems to get the same results as the original. Well, I'll be honest. I always feel like build guides land better if you're experienced. I had played Diablo 2 multiple times as a druid, and I found a fissure build guide, and I was like, oh my gosh, it completely changed the game for me. Because I was always about summoning the animals, and, you know, the druid summoning build, at the time, I might not have been smart enough, but it never felt very strong. It just never felt very strong. And that guide, like, changed the game for me. But I was very experienced with the game at that point. I had played it through multiple times. So it was like a fun, refreshing thing to do. You don't want to do that when you're first getting into the game, because it's almost like you're reading ahead. It would be like reading the Cliff's Notes of The Lord of the Rings before reading The Lord of the Rings. You've kind of spoiled all the juicy parts. So you know all the buildup and what it's going to lead to every time. That's kind of analogous to reading a guide for a build in a game you've never really played. Now, you play however you want, but that's me. Things are fine. Stop looking at the numbers. Diablo 4 up. Oh, wow. We got that many viewers compared to somebody with 778,000 subs. Creature. No. I was looking at search, Creature. I just want to see search return to normal. Everything looks good except for search. I'm like, come on, YouTube. We're crushing it. We are crushing it. That's such a good snapshot, Creature. We have more viewers in a channel with, almost 800,000 subscribers. That's amazing. Robert says, the crafting system for someone that has never used it can be overwhelming. Oh, crafting systems always feel that way to me if you don't know what you're doing. I remember I peeked in something in Division. I was like, what the frick is all this? If you guys are just tuning in, we're covering the Diablo 4 update They pushed out their quarterly update, their blog, and they addressed the Diablo 4 pay to win. Those concerns have been addressed exhaustively. Now, I'm curious, how many people in here are going to spend money in the store? That's what I want to know. Good morning, Head Killer. Master Ty with a whole year. That's a nice milestone. Thanks for jumping back in. Yo, Head Killer's got a membership. Did you get one from Gifted? And you weren't even here, I think. I enjoyed the Roller Drome gameplay on First Look. I'm picking it up this weekend. Yeah, guys, don't forget, we have a Reforge First Look channel with first looks at video games, and we just hit it with a Roller Drome First Look. We're going to start trying to hit that channel more often. That shirt is sick. Thank you. This comes from the video game collection over at 80stees.com. Always remember to use code Lono over there. I go by Lono, by the way. You're watching Reforge Gaming, but I go by Lono, and that's why we use that code on the different sites that we work with. You were here 3 days ago. Oh, you got it while you were in chat. Okay, good. Okay, I have bad impulses and OCD and a cosmetic whore, so unless I'm actually re-addicted and sink hundreds of hours, I'd rather not support it in that way. I saved 20K over the last 5 years to blast Diablo 4. You saved $20,000 over the last 5 years to blast Diablo 4? Okay, what I need you to do is I need you to do the same thing, but do it for my channel, okay? So set that money aside over the next 5 years, so in 2027, come back in and just drop a 20K super chat on me, and that I think that's the next thing you should do. I'm kidding. Actually, I'm not. That would be phenomenal. On this date, August 19th, 2027, you come back in and just absolutely do that. That would be phenomenal. I never hit the like button. I'm ashamed. Come on, D-Tom. It really depends, says Exo. If they have a model that truly is like they say, kind of like the Path of Exile model, I would buy some things, I'm sure. Yes, like if everything is as they describe it, there's not a whiff of pay to win, it's just cosmetics and season passes, would you spend money in the store? Would you buy something every once in a while? Wheezy says, I won't be spending money in the game shop, but if they have ways for you to get free currency, then I'll use that in the store. So, okay, Wheezy, you're going to buy the Battle Pass then, from what I'm gathering, right? You're willing to spend that money, but you're not going to spend extra. You're not going to go beyond that in the store. You'll save your premium and use it that you get from the Battle Pass. Is that what I'm understanding? So how many of you would draw the line there? You'll buy the game, you'll buy the expansions, and then that's it. You won't buy Battle Passes? Well, then you're not going to get any of the currency. I don't think there's any currency in on the free track. I think all the premium currency's on the premium track. That was my understanding of it. Hang on, let me scroll up here. I don't think you can get currency on the free track. Throughout the past, players can earn a variety of rewards for free just by playing. At any point during the season, you can purchase the premium track to unlock all the premium rewards, including themed cosmetics and premium currency. Yeah, I don't think you can get the premium currency just by playing. You got to buy the Battle Pass. Then I won't be getting anything but the expansions. So Wheezy's saying, I'm just buying the game and I'm just buying the expansions. So there's multiple ways to monetize your experience in this game. There's only buying the main game. There's buying the main game in the expansions. There's buying main game expansions in the Battle Pass. And then there's main game, expansions, Battle Pass, and money in the store. I mean, if they have free currency. As far as I understand it, there will not be any free currency. Hilly says, I'll spend up to $300 on the game, including the Xbox price, seasons, and microtransactions. Did you get to kill the Thymesia boss? Darkstar, yes, I timestamped it, and I was right. It's a parry fight. It's a parry fight. I thanked you in the end of the video for the advice on, increasing the parry window and looking at certain things. My second stream today is a Thymesia review and why I was wrong about the game. I love this channel. Thank you, Snake Eyes. T-Man Grove says, game and expansions is enough for me too. I'll get expansions, says Tony, if the game is good. I typically don't do battle passes unless the game and the stuff in the battle pass really has my interest. Ravenous Poro says, I'm worried that it will be like Immortal, where you have to buy a battle pass for each class if you want everything. Oh, they didn't answer that question. I love Lamp. That's right. I buy games, DLCs, maybe a battle pass, but I never buy items individually from a storefront, says Scotty B. Yep, the long dodge wouldn't have helped. Yeah, if you watch when I finally beat him, it's a great fight. It's a really good parry fight. I completely changed my mind about that game. I was like, that's literally my review today. I was wrong about Thymesia. 2 mea culpas in as many weeks. Who is this guy and where is Lono? Shut up, Zubair. Wheezy says, I don't really care about cosmetics if they have free currency and the premium currency, but that's about it. Paul says, I'll end up spending thousands on the game over its lifetime. I just like the battle pass, says Tommy, more than the more older I get, the less I have to commit. The less time I have to commit. Which game were you wrong about? Thymesia. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it after playing the demo, and I freaking love it. I want to finish it. I really do. I wish we had room on this channel for that kind of gameplay, but we just don't. I don't think it would do very well if I tried to play through that game and beat it. It just wouldn't work. And I would absolutely love to do it. I was really enjoying my time. It's a very enjoyable game. If you like Souls-likes, I think Thymesia is worth the $30. In my second stream today, I'll be explaining why. I'm going to support this game, says Resolve, especially if what they have said holds true, then I am there, and I'll buy whatever cosmetics tickle my fancy and then combine them to make an ultimate-looking badass. Afternoon dope shirt. Yo, what's good, Abe? Downloading it right now. The game isn't too long as well, says Zach. Yeah, I mean, it's probably not very long because it's only a $30 game. Speaking of Souls-likes, I was a fan of Mortal Shell. I couldn't get into Mortal Shell, but I am looking forward to the metal game. Shoot, what's it called? Metal. Oh my gosh. Frick. I forgot the name of it. Crimson Metal. It's not Crimson Metal, but that's what I want to say. Barrel69 Gaming says, they have said nothing you buy with real money will ever be tradable or sellable to other players. How long, if at all, do you think they will keep that promise? Does that shirt have a design on the back? No. I have a Sub-Zero shirt that's printed front and back, completely different pictures. Steel Rising? Is that it? No, it's not Steel Rising, it's the other one. No, it's not Armored Core. The yellow really pops against the indigo background. Yeah. Hey, Lido Diaz hitting an 8-month milestone. I bought Thymesia. Thanks for your coverage. Thanks for that. Also, faith in Diablo equals restored. Hope to see a rogue mode down the road. Nice haircut, by the way. Thank you. Morbid Metal? Is it Morbid Metal? Dadgummit. What is it? Morbid Metal, hack and slash. I think this is it. Yes, Morbid Metal. Thank you. Morbid Metal is the Souls-like I'm looking forward to. Looks awesome. You mean the Sony Shell blue background? So here's my question, says Creature. Should consumers throw support at this game to send the message that this method is better? Like if it doesn't get the support Immortal got, does that influence them to lean further in the direction of Immortal instead? Yeah, I want to address, it's pronounced Barrel or Barrel. Oh, not Barrel. Gotcha. Barrel69 Gaming. Gotcha. There is absolutely no way they had an auction house. They removed that, and look at the success they saw with Diablo 3. After they removed that and went down the right path, which is the seasonal format. I think they are very confident in how much money they can make. Diablo 4 will make a ton of money by literally following the Diablo 3 format and just better monetizing it. And I think Creature's right. I do. I think if the PC console market just swarms this game with support, they are not going to be tempted to do any of that crap because you are going to disrupt the whole... Like, they're building... Think of it this way. They're building a car that's intended to run East Coast to West Coast. They're not going to do anything to hamper that. They're not. Because This game's supposed to go the distance and make tons of money. And I guess the concern would be, well, they'll get everybody in, and then 3 months later they'll add it all, and there'll be so many people that are hooked, it won't matter. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But I can't see reading this blog post, I just can't see them doing that. I read this blog post, and I get the impression that these people, whoever worked on Diablo 4, I get the impression that they do not like Diablo Immortal. I feel like they take shots at Diablo Immortal in the blog post. It's almost as if this blog post is designed to say, this is how different we are than Diablo Immortal. They just didn't say that in those specific terms. You'll see a drop-off of people that don't put up with that anymore, can't bait and switch. Jumped in late today. Can I get the too long didn't read on the update? Abe, the Diablo 4 update, they put out this blog, and they said 5 to 6 different times you will not be able to buy power in Diablo 4. They restated it so many times, it almost felt as if they want everyone to know this is not Diablo Immortal. Like, I'm going to read you my favorite part. This is my favorite part. I actually think this is them taking a shot at Diablo Immortal, personally. Yo, our first brand new member today that's not a gifted. I love seeing new members that aren't gifted. That's always really cool. Kill Rainer jumping in all on their own. Enjoy the dope badge and emotes. You're dope and deserve dope stuff. If you're a brand new member, remember to get into the Discord so you don't miss out on members-only content. YouTube doesn't do a great job of alerting you about members-only content, okay? So, consider becoming a member or gifting members. Hi from Belgium. Hello to Belgium. How are you? Thanks for being here. You can't play Diablo Immortal, but you'll probably be able to play Diablo 4. Okay, so this is my favorite part of the blog. And I am saying that I think this is them taking a shot at Diablo Immortal, right? So, if players choose to buy something, it should be because they want to, not because they feel like they have to, and they put half in italicized. I think that's a direct shot at Diablo Immortal. Direct shot. They're like, you're not going to feel like you have to, because you feel like you have to in Diablo Immortal to get good drops from the dungeons. You 100% feel like you've got to buy the crests. Second sentence, I think, is another shot at Diablo Immortal. It should also be clear to players exactly what they're getting before they choose to buy, with no unpleasant surprises. Now, let me ask you a question. How on earth could you have an unpleasant surprise buying a cosmetic? There's not going to be an unpleasant surprise buying a cosmetic. What? You buy it and all of a sudden it turns the wrong color or something? They're saying that because that was one of the main criticisms of Diablo Immortal, is you buy these crests and then there's this unpleasant surprise that the maximum of crests you can put into a dungeon isn't 3 or 4 or 5. It's actually 10. It's all 10 that you just bought, right? So you're not actually at the maximum amount of crests. Like, that was an unpleasant surprise. I think that they're taking a shot at Diablo Immortal with with those sentences. That's good to hear. I'm not a Diablo person, but it's nice to see they aren't going to nickel and dime their fan base. They said no trading between players, didn't they? Let me search. There's nothing in the article about trading. There is nothing in the article about trading or selling between players. They didn't say anything about that. I just don't think they have to address that. They removed that from Diablo 3 how long ago? There's no way they're bringing that back. They will find the way? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they're already being extremely transparent about just how much the game's going to be monetized. Because, listen, let's be honest about this. Diablo 4 monetization, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it. You 100% can look at this and say, that's a pretty heavily monetized game. I don't think they need to do anything else. I think they're going to make buckets of cash. The new season of Diablo 3 starts on August 26th. If listening to Diablo 4 is causing an itch you can't scratch, yeah, just jump in. To me, it's blah, blah, blah. It's just talking points. Like I said, we'll see. George McDaniel, I am never going to try to convince anybody to buy a game on the promises of a developer. I am only going to give my opinion. And my opinion is this blog is compelling. They go out of their way numerous times to be like, no power. No power. The free track on the Battle Pass is going to give you player boosts. You can't even buy to get those faster. If you buy to level up your Battle Pass faster, you don't get those. You still are going to have to earn those. They're not allowing you to pay for a single inkling of power. Kill Rainer says on Twitter, Adam Fletcher responded to somebody 19 hours ago. You cannot trade anything purchased with premium currency in Diablo 4 with other players. This includes items unlocked in the season pass. So it sounds like the only thing you can trade with other players is items dropped on the ground, which that's, you know, you can trade with your party. That's not abnormal. Abe says, I tend to agree. It's all lip service until it's put to action. They are saying what we want to hear, but actions speak louder than words. I think it would be an absolutely destructive to the... like, after what happened with Diablo Immortal, do they define power? Yeah, they define power in the game, leveling up faster, XP boosts, power over another player, and then they say the only thing you can buy is cosmetics. It may be the most heavily monetized full-price game. I don't agree. I don't think it's any different than Destiny, and this blog proves it. I was waiting for this blog, and I was waiting for Eugene to come today to say that. This is not any different than Destiny. The only difference is now, Destiny no longer charges full price because they've evolved into a free-to-access game. So sure, if, you know, 4 years into the life cycle of Diablo 4, they're still charging full price for the game, we can have a conversation. But Destiny, if Destiny 4 years in was like, okay, you no longer have to buy the game at full price. But they did full price, they did expansions, and they did battle passes. And a cosmetic store with a premium currency. That's exactly what Diablo 4 is doing. The season is totally free. You don't have to spend anything to play the season. And the battle pass has a free track and a premium track. So every season, they talked about it here up at the top. So seasons are going to follow the Diablo... Oh, this is... I didn't go far enough. Where is it? Right here. Diablo 4 seasons are modeled after those of Diablo 3. When a new season begins, all the characters from the prior season are moved to the Eternal Realm, where you can keep playing, leveling up, and collecting loot. To play in the new season, you'll create a fresh character and experience the new seasonal features and content while leveling up alongside other players. Doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost anything. In fact... that's actually different than Destiny. Right? Can you play the content when they do a new season? Or don't you have to pay to get into it? Or is Destiny like, no, you can come play the new content, but you just can't earn anything? Don't you have to pay to get into the new content in Destiny every season? And then that includes the Battle Pass? This actually is different. Every season there's a new quest. There's new missions, there's new things to do, new things to earn in the game, totally free. Just come and make a new seasonal character. Sometimes you can play, but you can't earn the loot. Right. In Diablo 4, so that Diablo 4 is similar, but it diverges from the Destiny format because you can literally just play the season and ignore the Battle Pass. There's a free track. You can play the new stuff, earn the new stuff, have your new character, be leveling up and doing everything everybody else is doing. And then if you want to buy the Battle Pass, you can. I actually think this is 100% in line with the level of monetization that we see in Destiny. The only difference is you got to buy the game at full price. You don't have to buy Destiny at full price right now. But again, that's it. They did that 4 years into their life cycle. It wasn't like that when it first launched. So it's tough to make the comparison, but I do think they're in the same hemisphere. I don't think this is outside in some weird field of like, oh my gosh, it's so heavily monetized. It's like you buy the game, you can buy the expansions, seasonal content's free, make a seasonal character, Battle Pass has a free track, and then you can pay for the premium track. And then a premium currency with cosmetics is so normal now, I don't even think that deserves mention. Like everybody's doing a premium currency with cosmetics. That's almost not even worthy of mention at this point. That's just normal for live service games. Nothing about Diablo 4 is more monetized than any other games. I agree with that. What if the battle pass is class specific? Now, they didn't answer that question, Eugene, but I think that that would be bonkers, and here's why. Hang on. There's an answer to your question indirectly. Okay, hang on. Here we go. Oh, wait, we have an answer right here. I think I got the answer. Armor transmogs in the shop are usable on all characters of that class. So when you buy something in the shop, you're buying it for that class. Many of the cosmetics in the shop are class-specific fantasies, which wouldn't necessarily make sense visually on other classes. You know, like a bunch of skulls and death-looking like zombie stuff on like a barbarian, right? Once you unlock a cosmetic from the shop for a given class, you can use it on every character of that class on your account. So it's not character specific. Immortal. There are special cosmetics exclusive to the season pass, which celebrate the theme of the season and look similar across all the classes. So I think this is the answer to your question. There are special cosmetics exclusive to the season pass, which celebrate the theme of the season and look similar across all classes. So it looks like you get that and you slap it on that class and it's going to look similar because it's in the theme of the season. That tells me the season pass, the battle pass, is the cosmetics are not class specific. Like it's like, here's a helmet. It's going to look different on every class, but it's within the theme of the season. So I actually think that's an answer to our question on whether or not the battle pass is class specific. Like, do I have to buy the battle pass every time I have a character, right? So when am I ever playing my main character? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, this could still turn into like, oh, but there's specific things for each class in the battle pass. I think that would be incredibly stupid if I'm honest. Looking spiffy with the fresh cut. I see the tape up. Yeah, I just gotta trim the beard now. I'm a little disjointed. I was scruffy. Now I'm clean and scruffy. But I do think more live service will launch like that going forward, says Rob. Is it acceptable if the quality and the quantity of the content is there? Mortal Kombat 11 was a full price game. End of it was about 180, like Lono's shirt. These are the standard practices. Full price game plus paid expansions plus premium battle pass plus item shop. Seems like the game will get lots of support. I would agree with you about Diablo 4, says Krebsy, making a firm stance against Diablo Immortal if they use the word will instead of should. I'll drink more water sounds better than I should drink more water. Wait, are you saying in this blog they use the word should a lot? This is something that should begin to experience before their first hour of play. Okay, so this time they use the word should. They're saying each season will be released with a fresh new gameplay feature and quest line that introduces new challenges, mysteries, and possibilities into the level up experience. This is something players should begin to experience before the end of the first hour of play. Okay, so that's nothing about spending. Attended players should be on the lookout for new live events that will crop up each season. Nothing about spending. If players choose to buy something, it should be because they want to, not because they feel they have to. It should also be clear to players exactly what they are getting before they choose to buy with no unpleasant surprises. I don't think that their use of should in this is my favorite section of the blog. I don't think their use of the word should there is being used as you're interpreting it, Krebsy. They're not saying it should as in like, yeah, it should look like that. Like if somebody says, hey, is that wall when you paint it, is it going to look bright green? It should. That's not how they're using it. They're saying it as an imperative. They're saying, if you choose to buy something, it should be because you want it. They're not using should in a conditional way. They're using it as an imperative. If you buy something from us, it should be because you want it, not because you feel like you have to get it. I don't think you're reading that properly. That's the only other place in the blog where they use the word should. And I don't think you're reading that if you think they're saying, yeah, it should. It should, Is the cosmetic store, gonna never is it gonna only impact how I look? It should. They're not saying that. It's pay to win? No, it's not. No, there's nothing in this game and in the outline of this blog that indicates anything pay to win, unless you're talking about Immortal. That's a value statement, should. They're taking shots. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're taking shots at Immortal. It's not that they're being non-committal, they're describing an aspiration. Right. They did the same thing with Diablo Immortal? No, they didn't. No, they did not. There is not a Blizzard blog where they went out of their way 5 and 6 different times to say, here's how the store will work. Here's how the battle pass will work. No power. Can't buy power. You can't buy power. There's no way for you to buy power. They didn't do that with Diablo Immortal. Diablo Immortal said you can't buy gear, and they were being pedantic because you can buy crests, which directly influence the drops in a dungeon, which is basically buying gear. That's not what this blog post is. If they would have walked out and said, just like Diablo Immortal, you can't buy gear, brother, I'd have a pitchfork in my hand. I'd have a pitchfork in my hand. If they came out and said, Diablo 4 is going to have, you're not going to be able to buy gear, just like Diablo Immortal, I'd be like, here we go again. Yeah, I can't buy gear, but I can buy crests. That's not what they did in this blog. They're like, you cannot buy power. If we give you power in the game, it's free on the battle pass. You can speed up your battle pass, and if you do, you can't get the power early. Like, they're not even letting you buy, like, you can buy levels of the battle pass to speed it up, and if you do that, you don't get the XP bonuses early. You don't. You have to wait and earn them, because they don't want you to be able to buy that power either. Something as simple as an XP boost cannot be purchased. Like, they're not, this is not going the same route as Diablo Immortal. You are free to be skeptical, however, keep your skepticism rooted in honesty, says Wheezy. Yeah, you can't buy gear but loot boxes. Exactly. That's the point. It's reinforcing their intentions. It's not a suggestion. That's exactly right, Graydon. That's exactly right. Will there be XP boosts in the store? No. Listen to how they talk about boosts. The season pass has both free rewards, cosmetics, premium currency, gameplay boost. Oh, Wheezy, you do get premium currency as a free reward. I was incorrect. It's stated right here very plainly. The season pass has free rewards, cosmetics, premium currency, gameplay boost, and paid rewards, cosmetics, and premium currency. Let me find where else they say boosts. The free tier of the pass will provide gameplay boosts to all players, things which make the journey of leveling up a fresh seasonal character more streamlined. In contrast, the premium rewards are focused on aesthetics. Let's see, where else do they talk about boosts? Boosts accelerate players' progression for the duration of the season. For example, a season boost might accelerate XP to make leveling multiple characters with the season faster. Because they affect gameplay, season boosts are free for all players. We want to be clear that players can't unlock season boosts more quickly through purchases. There is no way to unlock more boosts or boosts at a faster pace by spending money. I'm telling you, they are painstakingly exhaustive in this blog. They're like, you can't buy a boost. You can't get to the boosts faster in the battle pass. You cannot unlock more boosts or boosts at a faster pace by spending money, meaning they're not going to sell boosts in the store. There's no freaking way. I mean, I would expect that in a 2022 game with a season pass have free premium currency in it as well. I won't buy the pass, but I'll pick up the free currency. Guaranteed, Wheeze. They're probably going to give you enough to buy one item, or maybe not even one item. They've lost trust with Diablo Immortal. Very clear that I don't trust them. Listen, Mauve, I agree. I agree with that. I do. They did lose a lot of trust with Diablo Immortal. And I read this blog, and you know what this blog says to me? When I read between the lines, it says, F Diablo Immortal. We are not Diablo Immortal. Can you gift members on mobile? If you go through the main browser, life flows. I don't think you can do it through the app. I'm going to take a nap, have you on in the background. Good night, chat. Hit the like button. Guys, M. Gene is asking you to hit the like button. If we could get 40 people to hit the like button that haven't yet done it, we'll be at 400 likes. Thank you so much for doing that. A ton of new subs today as well. If you're enjoying my content, consider becoming a paying member. Also, remember, I'm safe for work. So when you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell button so I show up in your feed all week, and you can tune in and listen every day in confidence. A lot of people treat me like a radio show. Part of that's because I'm safe for work. They can just throw me on in the background. Am I following this person? Okay, I am. I was like, this is good content. Should be following them. Okay. You can also order coffee as another great way to support the channel if you're a coffee drinker. Our coffee is not a sponsor. It is our coffee. It's in my house. My wife and kiddos ship it to you. You're supporting a small business. We have a light roast and a dark roast. It's a meme now, but, because I say it a lot, if you've never tried coffee with balanced acidity, you need to try our coffee. Zero bitterness, incredibly smooth, perfect for non-coffee drinkers. Get the light roast. If you're a big-time coffee drinker, you need to try it. Just once. It's worth it. And we ship incredibly fast. We ship faster than any coffee company in existence. Most coffee companies out there are competitors. It's going to take a week and a half to 2 weeks to get your coffee. With us, it's 3 to 5 days. We are very quick. Yo, a $10 tip from Infinite. I can't add anything meaningful to a Diablo discussion, so here's some more for the alcohol fund. Thank you, Infinite, with a $10 tip through Super Chat. Abe says the Dark Roast is amazing. I mainline it into my veins. There you go. No, we do not have a Mountain Dew flavor barrel. Sorry. They don't decide they're not Diablo Immortal. Activision Blizzard decides that. I'm not too optimistic about them. I don't agree with what you just said. I don't think that that's true. I think that creates this corporate overlord myth that doesn't exist. There's not some, like, Dr. Claw villain that's going to walk in the room and be like, hey, you just wrote that blog post about Diablo 4, making it very clear it's not pay to win. Well, you wait until it launches. I'm going to make you do it. I don't agree with that almost mythological belief about these companies. I just don't think so. I also, Chris, don't think Microsoft will be okay with that. Microsoft is about to have a perfect game for Game Pass. I do not think they will allow that. If the acquisition of Blizzard Activision goes through, no. Kind of like how Bungie blamed Activision Blizzard for their choices they actually made. They never blamed Activision. They were not under Activision Blizzard. They were under Activision, and they never came out and blamed Activision for anything. The community did that. The community assumed everything was Activision's fault, and it was a creative dissonance at the company, incompetence, bad vision casting, poor structure. The contractual obligations that they had to Activision were part of the problem, but that was not a causality. It was a contributing factor. Not mythological. So many stories about the money guys putting pressure on the art guys to change games. I'm not going to deny that, Chris, but do you honestly think the money guys putting pressure on the art guys would allow a blog post like this to be written? Listen, the money guys are probably totally fine with this blog. Do you want to know why? It's a heavily monetized game, and they're going to make a ton of frickin' money. It is a heavily monetized game. They're going to make a ton of money on Diablo 4. And the money guys are probably like, go for it, man. That all looks very, very good. You start doing pay to win, you start selling power, you're going to disrupt trust and ecosystems that are incredibly important for PC and console gaming. They're getting away with it on mobile because, you know, it's mobile and China's going to throw billions of dollars at them. I don't think they get away with this in the console market or the PC market. I don't think so. Be back. Keep it the great convos, Lono. Thank you, Mob Monk. I completely understand the concern with Diablo 4 because of Immortal, but the team behind 3 is the same team working on 4. The Immortal team is a completely different team, so I'm not concerned at all. I agree. I think that's another aspect of this. Tony C says, I'm a finance guy, and this blog was perfect and will create goodwill, which in turn will lead to more sales. I wish the people who only play mobile games would get their experience games that are not money pits, right? Zubair says, there's nothing angelic about my digestive tract. That blanker tried to kill me. If I ate coffee beans, they would come out with completely imbalanced acidity. Dark roast makes for a wonderful iced coffee, says Abe. Light roast makes for a decent iced tea. Oh, golly. Always having to take shots at the light roast. How close are we? Come on, man. There's plenty of people here for 400 likes. Don't stop now. Don't stop now. So I've asked you guys a couple of questions today about the monetization structure. I've asked a handful of questions about Diablo 4 monetization. I think it's clear that the Diablo 4 pay-to-win concerns are pretty much put to bed by this blog. So I already asked, like, would you guys spend any money in the store? Would you spend money on the battle pass? Like, where would you land on the monetization, right? I guess my other question is, when you approach a live service game like Diablo 4, do you accept that ongoing monetization is a necessity, or do you think there are other ways to do it? Because we used to get in debates all the time about seasonal format versus DLC format, and people thought one was superior over the other. And I always pushed back and said, rhythmically, for live service games and people who play games as a hobby, you need to be doing a seasonal format versus DLC. You need that ongoing monetization structure. You need it. So I'm curious where you guys land on that. When you approach a live service game, is there still a part of you, or are there still people out there that think, no, you gotta have a different format. I don't like this format. Firm handshakes. Good morning, fam. What's good, Mark? Good to see you. Firm handshakes, my man. I like dark and medium. No light roast for me, but I haven't tried Reforge dark roast. It's only expensive to order outside of the EU. Yeah. Sadly, that's the way that it goes. That's the way that it goes, man. Never trust a salesman, even while signing the contract. Right? I still don't trust them. Immortal equals burnt bridges. Yeah, and listen, it's unfortunate that that's the reality. Like, imagine... Yeah, just move to the United States. Imagine working on Diablo 4 and Diablo Immortal comes out. And the pay to win is just egregious and complained about. And you're like, man, come on, man. That's not fair. Our game's not out yet. No one's going to trust us. It's got to be pretty upsetting, I think. It wouldn't surprise me at all if the Diablo 4 team is extremely irritated by the Diablo Immortal pay to win. Eugene says, I'll pay for content. I won't pay for a battle pass in a PvE game. What? I'm confused. So when you pay for the battle pass in Destiny, Eugene, are you, in your mind, are you primarily paying for the PvE content loop? Or do you pay for it because of PvP? I'm confused. What's the impetus behind buying the battle pass in Destiny? I don't pay for the battle pass. I'm paying for the season and the pass comes with it. Jiminy fricking Christmas. Come on. I swear some of you guys, it's like when you go to the family reunion and everybody's making excuses for the drunk uncle in the corner. I feel like some of you guys do that with Destiny. Like it's just such a part of your life. It's such a part of your gaming experience that you're always like, you try to act like Destiny's like in its own category. Come on, man. You're paying for both. You're paying for both, bro. Did my comment come through? Did he miss it? Oh, I see you, Derek. Hang on a second. I'm debating Eugene. I can't be the only person that won't really be convinced by a blog post and will withhold final judgment until there's a game to play and its store is visible. Here's the thing with that, Derek. Here's why I think a game of this size, the skepticism's unwarranted. Because this blog post is going through painstaking, exhaustive, just to state it again, redundancy. If they were to launch the game and it be in the game store, shop, and microtransactions are at odds with this blog, that's a PR nightmare. That would be to the point that they might even get sued. That, like, wait a minute, you can't do that. Skepticism is always warranted. No, I said that skepticism is not warranted. I didn't say skepticism is not warranted. I don't think the skepticism that, like, they might launch the game and the store and the spending is completely different than what they told us. They'd likely get sued. Now, if they do it months later, I think that's different. But if we buy this game, we get in there and we're like, wait a minute, you can buy power, you can buy boost, you can buy gear. What the frick? I don't know that I'd argue that my skepticism is entirely warranted. I don't think it would be smart for them to misrepresent, but on the other end, it wouldn't be the first time a pub lied. The season's activities, story missions, loot tables, the pass is upgrade materials and a few ornaments. No one is buying the season for the pass. Marketing says otherwise, Eugene. It's disingenuous to think otherwise. I think you're being disingenuous. Cover that game for 5 years, and every single time they trot out a season in Destiny, they market it with the pretty armor. That's center stage in the marketing. Warlock, Titan, Hunter, wearing the armor from the Battle Pass. What the frick are you even saying to me? That's the marketing is quite literally centering around that. The stuff, the loot, the pretty lights. The content. Don't you remember when we started looking at it and we were like, wait a minute. You get access to the activity? What? I remember looking at it and being like, you get almost everything for free. What is all this? Season Pass is 100% the center point of the marketing. They literally release it so people can see it ahead of time. I think it's reasonable that we fully expect them to do what they say they are going to do. But again, flip side of the coin, there's a bunch of money for micros that they think is delicious. I think because the game's already so heavily monetized, Derek, logistically speaking, it's also unlikely that they do it. We don't even have to talk about the skepticism or the believability of the developer or the publisher. Like, logistically speaking, they've built this game's ecosystem around a certain thing, and they're like, to change all that would be nuts. I buy the season, I'm not buying it for the Battle Pass. Games director. Despite Diablo Immortal earning upwards of $100 million USD in the first 2 months since its release, Blizzard continues to insist that Diablo IV will not feature any pay-to-win mechanics. In a new blog post detailing the game's development updates, the publisher says that while the title will feature an in-game store and optional season passes, it will remain a full-price game, meaning you won't be able to pay your way to victory. The only way you'll be able to level up your character and your gear is to actually play the game. If you're hoping to spend money, Blizzard will indeed be offering premium season pass whenever it launches a new season, which it says should last around 2 months each. However, the paid track will only give you access to more cosmetic items for your weapons and armor, and the game's director of product, Keegan Clark, also reassures players that, quote, nothing offered in the shop grants a direct or indirect gameplay advantage. Direct and indirect. He added that while many of these may look like powerful pieces of gear, they have no in-game stats. The shop offers more diversity of choices, not systematically better choices. Oh, that second quote is about the cosmetics aren't better in the store. If I could just buy the content and not the battle pass, you would. Here's the thing, Eugene. The season in Diablo 4 is free. So why would you not be like, oh, I'll buy the battle pass? because you literally don't have to buy the season in Diablo 4. Diablo 4 seasonal content is free. You just boot up, make a new character, and there's new quest lines, new loot, new things to earn, new Paragon boards. So you can buy the battle pass because you're not buying it because it's cosmetics. I don't buy cosmetics in PvE games. Oh. Well, now I understand what you're saying. Okay, now I understand what you're saying. You're saying the battle pass in Diablo 4 is purely cosmetic, doesn't interest me. So if you had to pay $10 every season in Diablo 4 to get into the new content, you would do that if you were having a good time and saw the value. You would do that, and then you'd be like, well, the cosmetics gets thrown in. Now I understand what you're saying. Okay. That's reasonable. The way I read it, I was like, what the frick? I was like, you buy that in Destiny. And you're like, well, that's not why I spend the money. You're a Bright Dust hoarder, so it makes sense. You probably never have to spend a dime in their store because you're a Bright Dust hoarder. You always have plenty of Bright Dust. 80% of that shop can be bought with Bright Dust. If I buy a cosmetic or two, it has to be really friggin' awesome, says Beryl. If I had to pay for the content, sure. Okay. I have over 100,000 Bright Dust. Cheapers, frickin' creepers. He is now not dishonest. No, yeah, and this is the thing. Eugene is an odd bird in Destiny, to be fair. You know, he has 100,000 Bright Dust and never has spent a single dime on a cosmetic. I mean, you're an odd bird. Most people in that game have probably bought at least one cosmetic, right? And plenty, I would say, the lion's share of the people buying the Battle Pass, Season Pass, whatever the frick you want to call it in Destiny, they're doing it for the pretty stuff and the content, not just the content, right? There's probably a percentage point of the community that's like, well, I buy the season stuff in Destiny, but I only do it for the content. I don't care about the cosmetics. I very much doubt there's a quantifiable amount of people that think that way in that community. And it's proven by the marketing that Bungie trots out. They know their audience. Odd bird is a bit of an understatement. He's a dodo wearing combat boots. Zubair, wordsmithing it up. Guilty to say I bought a thorn ornament last night because I started using it in Crucible. That's some next level weird 100,000 Bright Dust is wild. What's saving for? He can buy whatever he wants whenever he wants it. It's actually pretty smart. I played since launch, never spent a dime on silver. Yeah, I get that. I'll be honest with you, once my Bright Dust started stacking up, I didn't spend money on silver either. I would use Bright Dust when I saw something that I liked. I actually have always said that I think the Destiny microtransaction store is one of the best. I think their microtransaction structure is one of the best in the business. I think they're the archetype. I hate the company. But I will praise their microtransaction design. Like, I think they're the archetype. I think if you're going to microtransaction your game, your live service ongoing game, I think people should copy Destiny. I think that they should. I think it's good. It's respectful. I think it probably makes them tons of money. I think it's well designed. Eugene is like this with game purchases too. He's very deliberate. He doesn't just buy stuff on the Steam sale because it's on sale. Yeah. Just got here. No, Diablo 4 is not out yet. No, it'll be out before or during next summer. At the latest. There was a big Diablo 4 update. The Diablo 4 pay to win was addressed in a blog post. Painstakingly addressed. And, final cancellation notice of your domain. Take it. I always get Turok and Diablo mixed up. What? How? Why? Why are so many people seemingly against spending money? I see something I like, I buy it. I don't mind spending money in games. The amount of money I've spent in games is crazy, and I don't mind. Guys, we are about to hit the 2-hour mark in 1 minute. And they're going to tell me to run ads. Could we do some gifted members? Because I see Warpath in chat, and he should have a membership. And I guarantee if we do some, he gets one. Dollars to donuts. If we do a gifted member run right now, a little gifted member train, I bet you Warpath gets one. He's been a member before, and he should have a badge. Red Dead Redemption 2 Online enables you to earn gold with daily quests. You can then spend that gold in the store and buy the battle pass next season. Creature says, I love spending money. It takes a lot to convince me to spend money on a cosmetic, says Wheezy. By a lot, I mean it's pretty much impossible. Detective says, my God, Turok is a throwback to my childhood. I just went and looked. I think I own 80% of what is available in the Atomic Shop. I refuse to buy cosmetics in PvE, though. See, what's weird to me, Eugene, is you use your Bright Dust, right? So in your mind, you actually attach it to money. You don't mind having a store where you can go use your earnable currency and buy a cosmetic, right? JW says, on mobile, no option for gifted members. Does this help? Yes, Super Chat helps. Yes, thank you for the $5. If we do that around those 1 hour marks, I hope I get on a call with them. I really hope YouTube analyzes our channel and they're like, this guy never run ads, but somehow he's getting all these members and Super Chats. What the frick is this guy doing? And I'd be like, let me learn y'all a little bit about how to monetize a live stream, because you're not doing it right. In a PvE only game, I'm pretty much never going to buy cosmetics. There we go, Zinthos, right on time. We literally just crossed over into the 2 hour mark, and it says, now would be a good time to run ads. No! We're going to gift members instead. Let's go. Got to answer the call. My man. Let's see who ends up with them. They're a little bit slower on the grab right now. They're not quite as quick as they've been. So you have an opportunity right now to say allow gifts. I really think Warpath should get one. He's got to be on the front of he's got to be in the front of the line. He has to be. He's been a member before. He's here regularly. I've seen him in the Discord. This guy should get one. He should be in the front of the line. When both Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Rise come out, I have yet to spend a dime on any of the PvE cosmetics. I bought the expansions and the content, but that's about it. Wheezy, do you think that you and Eugene are rare in the industry? I think you guys are rare. Yeah, Darkstar needs one because of the Thymesia advice. I agree with you, MickD09. I don't know if he's still here. I don't know if they're still here. Hey, man, I need that Scorpion shirt. Yo, this is from 80s Tees. You can use the shirt command in chat, and it's from their video game collection. Just be sure to use my code over there, code Lono, for 30% off. Yeah, there you go. Turok and Diablo 3 combined. When are these gifted members going to grab? Lately, people who aren't even in the chat have gotten gifted, but not me when I'm here every day. It was slower earlier. Sometimes, yeah, it's like emailing people. Yeah, his did not get grabbed. Well, now Dan's is doing it. Most of my game friends buy that crap every season. They're dropping like 60 a season on the Eververse. Why are these not getting grabbed? They must really, really want to reward the people. It must literally create a list of people that should get them. Because somebody came in here the other day and they're like, I just got an email that I got a gifted membership. And they came to the stream because of it. They're like, what in the world? Something's broken. Keep gifting memberships. Let's test it. I'm telling you, it 100% increases the member count. It increases the member count. People are getting them. I can't accept gifts in my region. Ah, frick. Earlier that somebody did it, and it took a long time for them to get grabbed. Like $60 real money? Why? They're literally free currency for most of the stuff in the store. I'm telling you, Liquid Smoke, people see that like, oh, it's up there that week, and they don't want to wait for it to rotate to Bright Dust. They buy it right away. A $5 tip from Robert. I want to know the age divide of who spends on cosmetics. I bet it's mostly younger folks. I don't know. Because they want it immediately, says Eugene. Right. Thank you for the $5 tip through Super Chat. Guys, thank you for doing that, the gifteds and the Super Chats. I am sorry that we're not getting to celebrate who gets the gifted memberships in the chat, but That's such a bummer because there's some people here right now. They should take precedence. Like, if there's an order of people who should get gifted members, if they're getting it and they're not here, it better be somebody who's here all the time and they just happen to not be in chat for that moment. You know what I mean? Galleon says, I'm 32. I spend tons on cosmetics. The average age of gamers? I don't know. YouTube stream lately has been rough. They're either rolling out something new or they keep breaking things. Lono, you broke gifted memberships? I did nothing of the sort. People are getting them. It's just giving them to people that aren't here. Which I think makes sense. Like, if they're like, hey, these are, do a poll on who buys stuff. Yeah, but the problem with that is we don't know their age, Christina. I don't want to start asking people their age in chat. That leads us down a dangerous road. Because then you get people... Yeah, we're at 1333 on members. I'm fairly certain membership went up. We need 10 more likes for 400 likes. Liking is free, by the way, if you haven't smashed like yet. Age gaps? I'm not doing that. There's no way to do that. Because I can't just do an age gap. I have to do what's your age and do you spend, what's your age and do you not spend. Like, it doesn't work. I get 4 options on the poll. I stopped doing polls anyway. I don't like how they're annoying to people in mobile. I'd rather not annoy people. I don't think it's worth it. The metric is good, but I don't think it's good enough to warrant it. And I don't have enough options to do it. I'm 27 and I rarely spend. I'm 33 and I buy. It feels very much split down the middle right now. There are people that are like, I'm over the age of 25 and I do and I don't. Both are age, sex, location, and spend. 29 and I buy cosmetics sometimes. I'm 40 and I buy whatever I fancy. 18, 26, 27, 35. I know I could do those age brackets, Lawrence, but then how does the person indicate whether they buy or not? The poll won't be able to do that. We don't have that as an option. Can you do a poll on Twitter? I think we're passing in the night here. You can't set up a poll that is that nuanced. You would need 8 options. You'd need 4 options of the age breakdown, yes, I buy, and then 4 more options of the breakdown, no, I don't. You would need 8 options on the poll. No, Twitter and YouTube, most poll sites aren't going to let you do that many. Maybe a straw poll, but I don't want to send people out of the stream. It's not a poll, it's a blanking survey, right? I'm 34, I don't buy cosmetics unless it's something I really, really want. I don't even remember the last thing I purchased. Oh, I got it. Sorry. Yeah, I know what you guys are trying to get at. We don't have enough options to do it. We just need to run 7 polls and then run a statistical analysis on the results. Nobody can leave until we are done. That's right. No one can leave until we get 400 likes. Come on, chat. Give me my likes. Awesome channel, by the way. Oh, thank you. If you've never been here before, we greatly appreciate you supporting the channel. This game has so much potential. I've heard others comment on the parry thing being a little too tight, unusual as well. I hope the quality of life things get patched. Great stream, though. I increased the parry window in my skill tree. Use the timestamp to watch how much it helped in the boss fight. A lot of people on Thymesia are commenting on the nature of the parry, and it makes a huge difference if you increase that parry window. He's on delay, 20 seconds. Lono throwing down gang signs. There's your 400, I'm out. I love statistics. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge statistical guy, and I just felt like the polls were leading more people to complain than not. You know what I'm saying? We were just getting people that were like, I don't like it. You know what I mean? It's 12. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. Okay, cool. So we need to schedule and 60 minutes. Okay. I'm a math nerd. Oh my gosh, look how long that took. Josh just got a gifted membership from Danzatastic. What the frick is going on? If it would remember you dismissed it. Yeah, like if it would remember you dismissed it, like, oh, hey, you cast your vote and dismissed, but it just was, I don't know. I opened it up once on mobile and I was like, frick this. I'm not doing that unless I really feel like we need to. Yeah, one person got the gifted. That is so odd. It's running complex calculations. Yeah, something is going on. Let me see if that did anything to the member count. YouTube's been stuttering all day for me. Yeah, we've been having that issue as well. Yeah, we just went up by one member. 1334. So when the stream ends, all those ones that haven't been claimed will go to other people. That is so freaking weird. I tried on 3 different devices and couldn't get one. It's just odd. It's just super, super odd. Poll if you like polls. Let's do a poll if you like polls. New YouTube algorithm to chase. How to get the gift. I know. If you guys are tuning in for the Diablo 4 update, sadly, I think YouTube's having trouble again because we're in a bit of a downward spiral on viewership and it's faster than normal. I mean, we're just losing people hand over fist. And I don't think it's because we've changed the subject. I think it's because YouTube might be blipping. If it's ever buffering or stuttering or skipping, just know that that's not me. My bandwidth is rock solid. I monitor my bandwidth. I have Task Manager open. I monitor how much my GPU, CPU, and memory is being utilized. It is not me. So I do apologize if you're having to refresh. YouTube's been doing stuff on the front end that periodically causes those things to happen. That would 100% be a yes. People who would say no just don't take the poll. Right. If you don't like a poll and you take the poll, have you lied? You begrudgingly take the poll, right? Sounds like married life. Hey-o! Oh, golly frick. Click the gift notifications at the top of the chat. Yeah, you should be able to click the box at the top of the chat and just say allow gifts. I sometimes just randomly pick an option just so I can see the results. Oh, I've done that before. I've done that before on Twitter. I'm like, I want to see what people said. I don't have an opinion, and I just click an answer. You know? Playing with fire. Wow, that went sideways quick. If you are tuning in for the Diablo 4 update, we combed over the most recent blog. They do these quarterly updates. It's a Diablo 4 blog that went out yesterday. And it's lengthy. It is lengthy. And they essentially took the concerns we had a couple of days ago. We were concerned that we were going to end up with a Diablo 4 pay-to-win situation. Like it was going to be like Diablo Immortal. And they painstakingly and exhaustively said that no, you will not be able to buy power in Diablo 4. You're just not going to be able to. Now, Zinthos just had one go out to Charles Quarterman. What the frick is going on? I wonder if they're trying to spread them out throughout the stream or something. That would be such a bizarre choice. You know what I mean? Like, oh, spread them out so you can more consistently talk about it, and it might motivate more people to gift or do their own. That is the weirdest thing. I guess it just takes longer now. It seems like it's getting slower and slower. NPD numbers are coming in. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 off to an impressive start. Sub spending continues to grow. What are those numbers for? Confirm you guys broke the YouTube algorithm. I think YouTube is struggling today. That actually kind of makes sense. I don't know. The fact that they've been having all these buffering problems, it really makes me wonder if it's happening with the gifting as well. Pico sent me a really funny TikTok. I had to watch it. NPD is U.S. sales data for the month. Oh, the numbers are coming in. 12 months ending in July. Elden Ring, Vanguard, Madden, Pokemon, Battlefield, FIFA. Why is Elden Ring at the top? Where's Horizon? Is Horizon not even on the list? Oh, it's down there at number 10. Takes longer now. It just gets slower and slower. That was a valid point to come from your previous statement. That's right. Doc broke YouTube through criticism. YouTube mess around with YouTube so much, one day they'll permanently break it. You just happen to be a topic that's a hot button for me, so I got to follow you, and you're pretty nice, so I'll stick around. Well, thank you, Beryl. This is a variety gaming channel, and it's basically a talk show Monday through Friday. And what we do is we pick a topic and we bat around for a couple of hours. Usually I type up questions ahead of time to ask you guys, just to keep discussion going. I didn't do that today, but I do have a question that I'm curious about. Since we are talking about Diablo 4, I'm curious, what's your favorite Diablo and why? Which one would you pick as your favorite? I think most people are going to land between 2 and 3. I don't know how many people are going to pick 1, but which is your favorite? And then, what's your favorite character to play as? Because I think I would have a hard time. I think I would go back to Diablo 2 Druid. Now, I'm not going to play Diablo 2 now, but on a level playing field, when I played it, how much I played it and how much I enjoyed it, Diablo 2 Druid is what I would pick. I freaking loved it. I loved it so much I installed it on an external hard drive. I would take it to work at AT&T and I would play right off the external hard drive. D2 Necro. It isn't even close, says Wheezy. Diablo 2. A couple people are saying 3. Sandra and Bill Poggi are saying 3. Smashville says 2. Assassin, since they updated the abilities. D2 Druid or Necro. Paladin was also fun. I really only played 3 as a Paladin, says Robert. D2 Necro. If I had to pick D3, I would pick D3 Necro. The D3 Necro is busted fun. Just so fun. Mindless fun. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series dollar sales each experienced double-digit percentage growth when compared to a year ago. No Monk in Diablo 4? When I first tried out Diablo 3, I picked the Monk, and then my account got hacked. D3 Monk. D3 Demon Hunter, says Sandra. D2 Barb, says Fazimoto. D2 Poison Necro, says Estonio. I think D2 is my favorite because of the story and the gritty mood, says Manny. D3 gameplay is very nice. I actually love the Diablo 3 story. I freaking love it. My man's ripping his wings off. Oh, it's so good. That moment will always be one of my favorite cinematics in gaming. Is when my man rips his wings off. He's like, I'm out of here. I just freaking love that. Barbarian, says Haseo. Some of the builds are really fun in Diablo 3. Thorns Crusader, Impale Demon Hunter. A Barbarian in Diablo 1, really. D2 for the game. Diablo 3 for Monk as a character, says Derek. I have no idea what happens in Diablo 3's story. I have hundreds of hours in the game. Oh my gosh. It's such a great story. U.S. NPD hardware. PlayStation 5 led the market in hardware spending during both July and 2022 year to date, while the Switch sold the most units in both time periods. So Switch sold the most units, but PlayStation 5 had better hardware spending? What does that mean? Controllers and consoles? How do they lead in hardware spending, but then Switch moved more units? What's the delineation between those two stats? There's no Barb in D1? I believe. Oh, the unit costs more. Oh, I got it. Thank you. I was like, what the frick? Topic for the next stream is Thymesia, my review and why I was wrong. Which, thank you for the reminder. I need to schedule that right now. Because we're going to do it at 12:30. That'll be our precursor to the Reforge Roundtable. Okay. And I can schedule really quickly because I have everything already typed up. We prep for every day ahead of time, so that way I don't have to disrupt my I don't have to disrupt my stream that much. I gotta look up here No, don't restrict. Okay. The problem with Thymesia is it's spelled so funny. It's like it's hard to get into like a good funnel on the platform because I think people don't know how to spell it. And we'll go at 12:30. And if we do that for a little over an hour, that'll be plenty of time to get us to the Reforge Roundtable. Pay to win addressed. Save that as update VOD. There we go. We'll set that to low latency. We don't run our streams in ultra low latency. We just run them in low latency. It helps with interaction, but it also doesn't get you too much buffering. If we go ultra low latency, it's like it causes people to buffer like crazy. We learned that a couple of years ago. Gameplay or just discussion? Just discussion. I'm going to talk about Thymesia and why I was wrong about it. I'm going to give a review, and we'll probably just end up discussing it and Souls-like games and combat and things like that. Tell you what, I'm not going to run ads, but do me a favor, smash the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Stick around for the remainder of the day. We got more shows coming. We got a podcast with my buddies. We got the after show for members. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month. If you're a member and you haven't yet gotten our Discord, this is a perfect time to use the Discord command, hop in the Discord. That way you don't miss the after show of the roundtable, and you don't want to miss me streaming tonight with my wife. I'd love to see bigger turnouts for Friday nights. Every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we do a members-only stream. Next week is community game night, and if you want to play Jackbox, anybody can play as long as they have a mobile device. But if you're a Tier 2 member, I'm going to let you jump in early with the code. Everybody else can play as an audience member. It's a blast. So make sure your membership's up to date and maybe consider bumping up to a Tier 2. We are trying to hit a milestone of 100 Tier 2 members. We give a lot of extra perks and benefits to Tier 2 members. We're also trying to hit the stretch goal of 2,000 members. So consider jumping in. If we do that, we'll unlock a watch party with my wife. The reason she's playing Elden Ring tonight is because we hit 1,500 members before I went out of town. Currently, we have 69 Tier 2 members still. Nice. You guys are not going to budge on that one. All right. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I'm back. Biggity back. I'm really hoping it's not Immortal for D4. I hate Immortal. Yeah, so that's been a big point of discussion. Like, at what level is the skepticism and the concern legitimate, or is the skepticism, overstated? I think the problem is they made it really, really easy for people to say you're gonna frickin' mess with us, right? I do. I think they made it really easy for people to say I don't trust you. You're gonna mess with us. You're gonna screw around. You're gonna add pay to win. Blah 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 blah. Like, sadly, I think that Diablo Immortal did that. I pay for YouTube Premium. I should get a free membership. YouTube, come on. They're entertaining that idea, Warpath, is that YouTube Premium will give you one $5 membership a month to the channel of your choice. So I would love it if they rolled that out. That would really help us get a lot more members. Because my goal, I would love for like the floor of our membership to be 2,000 members. Like, if every month we didn't really dip below 2,000, that would be phenomenal. So we went from the floor being about 500 to 600 to now the floor is about 1,200-ish. So that's good. I'm very encouraged. Like, every month we hope that the people doing the gifting is encouraging people to say, hey, that was really fun. There were daily member streams. Those Friday night streams are really fun. I'm going to jump back in on my own for $5. So there's always people jumping back in saying, hey, this is a great community, great Discord. So YouTube allocates your premium based on who you watch, not who you designate. Well, no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about you would get that as a perk. Like, one channel a month, you can go snag a $5 membership if you have YouTube Premium. We've heard rumors that they're going to do that. So, thank you, Mike Quad, for renewing your membership. Greatly appreciate you doing that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you guys think when it comes to, being skeptical, do you think they did enough to like calm some of the skepticism? Because to me, I think they kind of went above and beyond. Yeah, Tyrael sacrifice. Yeah, what would you know about sacrifice? Fantastic. Fantastic scene. Do you think they've done enough to like calm the skepticism? Because I feel like they kind of went above and beyond. Like, especially when they were like, let's literally do a side-by-side comparison of earned cosmetics and paid cosmetics. I feel like that's pretty good. I appreciate that candor. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of companies wouldn't really entertain that idea that, like, yeah, sometimes all the cool stuff is in the shop. Like, they're kind of entertaining. I mean, I would consider to be some of these conversations and some of these talking points to actually be a little controversial. Because not a lot of companies want to talk about that. They don't want to have that level of transparency about that. Oh, all the best stuff is in the store. Wheezy says, nah, I still need to see the game. What I see on paper is good. Now I need to see the game. Okay, let's say, Wheezy, that they launch and everything's exactly as they said it would be. Do you still have concerns they'll add it later? So let's just say, game comes out. Everything's exactly as they said it would be. Do you still have concerns that they'll add it later? They'll bake it in on down the line. Creature says, I applaud their effort, but without directly naming Immortal as being a model they will not follow, I think most just roll their eyes at it. I don't see Rod going back on this, says Paul. Let's read this tweet. Who is Rod Ferguson? Rod Ferguson is the GM of the Diablo franchise at Blizzard. So this guy's high up at Blizzard. He's a big dog, right? Craig, with 13 months of membership, and it's a tier 2, keeping the tier 2 pool alive. We just need 30 people to upgrade to unlock a new feature. Rod Ferguson says, to be clear, Diablo 4 is a full-price game built for PC, PlayStation, Xbox audiences. We are committed to delivering an incredible breadth of content after launch for years to come, anchored around optional cosmetic items and full story-driven expansions. More details soon. Necroblog tomorrow. And he said that in June of this year. Now, the thing that stands out to me in that tweet, is that he says it's a full-price game built for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox audiences. He didn't say it's a full-price game built for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox platforms. He said audiences. He's like, listen, we're not building this for mobile people. We're building it for the PC and the console folks, meaning it ain't going to have pay to win because you guys hate those things. I will never not have concerns. So there'll be a perpetual worry that they'll add it from you, Weez. Prowl says, you brought up earlier FOMO with seasonal rewards. How do you feel about the Minecraft Dungeons model? You can always go back to previous seasons and complete. I actually, Prowl, I'm okay with either format. If a game company wants to say, hey, you just jumped into our game for the first time in Season 7, you can go back and get Seasons 1 through 6. If you want to take the time and do it, you go right ahead, okay? I'm okay if a company wants to do that. I am also okay if a company wants to say, we really feel like seasonal engagement and the most committed players should have something to commemorate that, and cosmetic items that are only available in that season is a way for us to do that. I'm okay with both formats. I don't think either is better or worse than the other. I think they both have pros and cons. Like, to the company that says you have to play during this season to get these cosmetic items, right? There are pros and cons. Pros, it's very rewarding and very inviting and feels very respectful of the people who are playing all of the time, right? Cons, if you run out of time or you miss out or you're too busy, you can't get all the stuff. Pro, the only thing you can really get is cosmetic, so it's not like you're missing out on actual gear that will make a difference in your gameplay experience. Con, cosmetics are a pretty big deal, and missing out on those can kind of suck. So those are the pros and cons of saying, hey, this stuff's only available for this season. It's going to create some healthy FOMO. There are pros and cons to letting people get whatever the heck they want. Pro, it's very inviting to a new person to be like, hey, that skin is awesome. I'd like to go back and get that. Oh, you can. Cool. Pro, it gives you a ton of content to go back and have a backlog of if you're a brand new player. Right? Con, it might feel pretty lame and disrespectful to the most committed players that like anybody can go back and get those items. That makes them feel less special. Con, it can make the game feel incredibly bloated to a new player that like there's all this stuff they can go back and do. It might overwhelm them, right? There's pros and cons to both formats. Like I think both formats have their aspects that are praiseworthy as well as their aspects that are concerning. Like that might not work that well. Like what are you going to do when you get to season 25 and there's 24 seasons of stuff for people to comb through? That starts to feel almost silly. It's like, is that going to be, that might be too much of a good thing. They might look at it, get overwhelmed, and be like, I don't even know what I would pick. I don't even know what I would pay attention to. You know, why would I go back and do that? That seems like way too much. It might inadvertently be too much of a good thing and turn them off. And they'll be like, yeah, I don't even want to play that game. Why? Oh, there's too much to do. Because they misinterpret all those, all the backlog of all the things you could get. It can get to be a bit much, says Prowl. Maybe could even allow a backlog of playing the previous season too, and that's it. I actually wonder if that's a pretty good hybrid of the two systems that we're contrasting. We're contrasting two systems, right? And I wonder if that would be a good hybrid of we'll let you go back. We'll let you go back and do the previous two seasons. So when you're in season 20, you could go back and do season 19 and 18, but 17 and back, retired. They've been archived. Like, you can't. I think that's actually a pretty good third way. That's not bad at all. I still think there's pros and cons to that. I think there is value in limited time stuff. I do. I think it's good for the game. It's good for the engagement. It's good for the players that are the most committed, especially considering, let's just imagine that it's done in such a way that it's healthy enough that it keeps you in the game a little bit more than if you could just wait and do it later. Well, that's good for matchmaking. That's good for the game feeling alive. That's good for the region not getting too dry and too empty and people can't really find anybody to play with. Or, you know, you want those encounters, those public live events and those world boss events. You want them to feel good so that it actually serves the quality of the game world and the quality of the ecosystem to motivate people to play. At least then it's still limited, says Prowl. It caters to more casual gamer, while the hardcore gamers and the longtime players still feel special. Yeah, because you're going to get 6 or 7 seasons in, and you're going to be like, I've got everything. And there'd be people that would be like, well, I just came to the game, and I obviously can't have everything. It's not possible because they can only go 2 seasons back. I think people are opposed to FOMO because I think there's plenty of instances where FOMO is not done in a good way. FOMO is done in a way that feels manipulative. I think a good example is Halo Infinite. I think the way that they do FOMO in Halo Infinite is probably the worst I've ever seen, with the way that they do the events. The way it's set up is terrible. Now, Halo Infinite will let you go back and do previous battle passes, but because it's so slow, it kind of defeats the entire purpose. And because it's so slow and they want you to engage with an event 3 times in a 6-month season, the events are designed terribly. They're basically trying to manipulate you to come back every time the event's there. So, like, they claim to be anti-FOMO, and yet they really use FOMO to get those engagements for their limited time events. My serious take is you only need to make 20% of the stuff unavailable to give the old school players a sense of being special while letting new players have options. Cosmetics, of course. Beryl says, is WoW a game where you can play all content up to current? I think it would be a little silly to buy the game and then pay to keep playing the game but not go back and play the entire game. Well, I think you're conflating base game and seasonal content, and you can't do that. The base game of Diablo IV will always be there. Seasonal content won't. Like, the quest lines and things will be an ongoing thing. So I can see where you're coming from. It would be really weird to jump into Diablo Season 7 and not be able to go back and play those quest lines, because you're like, I don't even know what's going on. We're chasing a dragon because we killed its master in Season 6. We learned about it in Season 5. We found the eggs in Season 4. Like, there's been this huge buildup to chasing this dragon, and you don't get to play any of that. So I do think, to a certain degree, the quests in the seasons, depending on what you actually do in them, it might feel like, oh man, it'd be great if I could play all those quest lines, just so I know what in the world's going on. Now, they could do a story so far or a story recap every season, like, hey, here's what's happened the last 20 seasons. You know, that little story so far might start to feel like you're watching an actual mini movie. It might get a little long in the tooth. But I do think there's a certain level of acceptable sort of inquiry into, like, wait a minute, what if I didn't get to do that, and I want to get invested in the seasonal story now? I can't really do that if I haven't been playing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who these characters are. Unless you start with WoW Classic. You can play all the content, but the world has updated with subsequent expansions. A new player won't have the same gameplay experience that I did back at launch. Well, they'd have the same experience of playing through the base game, but they're not going to have the same experience inside. They're not going to have the same experience inside the seasonal content, because you're going to be playing Season 7, and the story missions, quest lines, and the developments in Seasons 1 through 6 will not be available to you. My brain tiny, but head big. Must fill with knowledge. Right. WoW has been significantly updated, says Sven. They won't even have the same base game experience. The new player experience is completely evolved and updated from years ago. I wonder if it's different for a game like that, though, Sven. Because, like, Diablo does this sort of tack-on system where, like, here's the base game, and they're like, dink, 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 dink. They, like, tack things on after the fact. Does that make sense? It's almost, like, I don't know if it's the same as WoW. Like, WoW set out to be open-world MMORPG, which might make it difficult to constantly have the base game remaining static in perpetuity. I feel like Diablo already knows how to do it. They did it with Reaper of Souls. Like, here's the base game, here's the expansion, here's the entirety of the base game. If you want to play it anytime you can, beginning to end. And then the seasonal content's a tack-on cycle that just keeps going forever. Diablo isn't an MMO. Diablo 4 is going to be an MMO, my friend. Open world, live events, seeing people out at random, open world world boss fights that other people will be a part of. Yes, yes. Very much an MMO. I don't really think that's saying adding to the story per season. Yeah, there's another part where they say what's going to be in the seasonal content. Hang on. No, that's the wrong paragraph. Hang on, Paul. That's not the one that I read that made me feel like there's always going to be new stuff every season. Here it is. It's under new content. In the new content paragraph, we think it is important that players see the game as changing in meaningful ways. Each season will be released with a fresh new gameplay feature and quest line that introduces new challenges, mysteries, and possibilities in the level up experience. This is something players should begin to experience before the end of their first hour of play. One of the benefits of our seasonal direction is that it enables fun new ways to play throughout your character's progression. Each season's new quest line will reveal more of the world of Sanctuary and your character's place in it. Here, we get an opportunity to introduce new characters or revisit old ones while exploring the lore and content of the season. So every season, new quest line, new story, new and returning characters. So yes, that would be maybe a potential concern. Then you get to season 7 and you're like, I don't have any freaking clue what happened in seasons 1 through 6. Can I get a recap? Can I go back and play those quest lines? Could I get a cinematic? You know, like, and it also says it'll reveal more of the world of Sanctuary, which possibly means seasonal content could open up new areas in the world to go to. It's a vague, generic statement. It will reveal more of the world and your character's place in it. That might mean nothing. It could mean that, yeah, you're going to go to new areas. New stuff's going to open. They should just add season content to 9 season 1s. What? And when they went to Guild Wars 2, all my friends had really kind of dissolved, so I had nobody to play. I went into offline single-player games. Well, Beryl, if you get into Diablo 4, consider at that time, come back here, try and get a gifted member, try and become a member. Our community is very good about rallying around a game and playing it together if it's a good game. We didn't do that with Diablo Immortal, but we did it with New World and Lost Ark. Now, I felt bad because I walked away from New World and Lost Ark for very particular reasons, and I kind of felt bad for the people that rallied around those games. I think Diablo 4 is going to be in a different category for us as long as it avoids the pay to win. We will 100% have people playing this. Did you wash your hair this morning, Pimp? Yeah? I got it cut. Is that what you mean? I got it cut yesterday. I wash it every morning, yeah. All right, got to go to work meetings. Yo, my man Sven's going to give some memberships on his way out. We might not see these members grabbed right away. Gifted members are being a little bit different now. Sometimes they take a little bit longer to be grabbed, so I'm not really sure what's going on. I still can't accept gifts. I don't know what they're doing. I really don't know what they're doing, because Dr. Red, you've gotten gifted before. Have you not? I feel like you have. Speaking of New World, has anybody been back to check it out since the recent updates? Ginger did, and he said he was enjoying it. Like the music and all the different things. He was excited about it. Exo says, I can't either. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with gifteds. There's a ton. I've been gifted before. Is there a cooldown? No, there hasn't been a cooldown. Yeah, I was confident he had been gifted before. Okay, there, Paul got one. Okay, so Paul snagged one of Sven's. Are there any more? What the frick? It's like one person got one of Danza's, one person got one from Zinthos, and then one person got one from Sven. Oh, there's another one. Okay, they're going. Cody got one. J-Subs updates us in the Discord of everything happening in New World, the New World room in our Discord. Yeah, we actually have somebody who works on the New World game in our audience. Sven gifted Paul. That's not Paul Gaming. That's a different Paul. Yeah, there's Paul's Gaming. Yeah, more Pauls. Yes. Yeah, never mind. Different Paul. Yeah. What'd your dead drop video end at, Paul? Mine climbed to over 10K. 36K. Dang, dude. Get you some. Not bad at all. Ginger plays New World at least every Friday. Oh, he does. Cool. Is YouTube running background checks on people before giving them memberships, like credit checks? I don't think so. No. I don't know what they're doing. I think they've done something to Gifted. There might be new features coming or something, and they've messed it up. Because they're not counting until they're distributed, and sometimes I don't think those will distribute until we shut this stream down. Because I think we probably have two more now. We should be at like 1335. No, 1338. Yeah. And I only see Josh and I see Paul. I don't even see Cody in here yet. Yeah, they have 100% done something. There, Brian just got one. It's super slow. 3 out of the 5 of Sven's have been grabbed. Super slow. I don't know if they're trying to spread them out or I'm not sure what they're doing. It used to be like boom, 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 boom. They'd all get grabbed and it was like really hype. And now it's like maybe somebody will get them and maybe somebody won't. Like, what the heck? This guy watches a lot of shorts with cleavage. We're not sure he's the kind of person we want with a membership. I don't necessarily think they care about that. I don't think they care about your watch habits. If you're consuming content, then that's all that matters. That's all that matters to them. Between New World and Final Fantasy, I decided to try Final Fantasy. Been having a lot of fun with it. Nice. People constantly sing its praises. They say it's fabulous. They say it's one of the best. It's one of the best MMOs you can play. YouTube only gave 2 memberships and keep the cash for themselves. I admit I click clickbait. Well, we every once in a while I have people here that accuse us of clickbait. And I always feel like our titles and thumbs are exactly what I end up talking about. Like, I never really agree with the claim that, we're clickbaiting. I never have agreed with that. I've always thought that, people were, wrong when they claimed it. I'm glad I can rewind this. Morning, my man. What games you streaming today? We are getting ready to shift gears into a Thymesia review stream, and then also we will be doing the Reforge Roundtable today. It'll be me and Ginger, and we will be discussing a whole bunch of things: Diablo, game delays, as well as some other side things like Game Pass and Death Stranding coming to Game Pass and God of War Ragnarok. I love some good clickbait. Bad clickbait is bad enough. Join the anti-hype Ashes of Creation squad today. Ginger has a new video on Ashes of Creation. He's trying to anti-hype the game. Why is he trying to anti-hype it? Is he worried that people are gonna get like? I mean, I have my own concerns about Ashes of Creation. My own concerns. I think game's gonna crash and burn because of the PvP aspects, but you know, that's a theory. That's an unproven theory. He's being funny. Like the Sony PC launcher was bad clickbait. I watch a lot of guitar videos and guitar shorts, and there's a subgenre of guitar shorts with ladies shredding with low-cut shirts on. It is both impressive and impressive. It is both impressive and impressive. Love it. Yeah, if you watch any of that content, there's that kind of content's on TikTok as well, Zubair. I don't think anybody who streams on TikTok owns a bra. Like I just don't think they know what they are. I'm not complaining. I'm just letting y'all know. Thymesia review. I was wrong about this game. Live. Okay. It's not clickbait to ask what it could be or mean. Yeah, I think we use we regularly use the question mark. Like we're asking the question. Like, is this a thing? You know? We regularly use the question mark, which I think is totally fine. Okay, let me... Okay, we'll send that one out. Crash and burn like New World. I just think always on PvP is a terrible idea, and I think Ashes of Creation is gonna become a terrible experience. That's my prediction. I think I wouldn't be surprised if between now and launch they dramatically change their approach to it. That's my prediction. Let's talk about why I was wrong about this game. Okay. Yeah, they totally memed Asmongold in their video. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Okay. New World, I'm still enjoying it. Summer Medley Fair has been great. I like New World a lot. I do. I wish we could have done something with it. Didn't work out. And when Amazon's going to funnel all the viewership to another platform, I'm not going to heavily invest in a game that does that. I just simply can't. It's just not a good business decision. Click on Kojima. Click on Saints Row. I'm going to start trying to teach Twitter what I want to see. It's always trying to funnel me to Destiny crap. Okay. I'm going to put a link in chat. Redirect should bring you with us. And then I want to see something. I'm going to pull up membership. I want to see if when this stream ends, if the member count goes up. So let me go in here and let me get a member count. And then I want to see if the 1338 jumps once this stream ends. Because it should, because a ton of members did not get claimed and the thing didn't go up. I swear, I don't like when my hair is this short. Like, it doesn't do what I want it to do. I don't like how it looks right now. Frick it. Thymesia is a game that I have played before. I played the Thymesia demo, and my Thymesia review, this will kind of be first impressions. I got to the first boss. A lot of people are talking about Odor, and my Thymesia gameplay dramatically changed my mind about this game. I'm going to have some tips and pieces of advice for you if you want to play this game baked into my review and my thoughts, as well as the discussion. These streams tend to be a little bit long, but I put everything right at the beginning so you don't have to go searching for it. So make sure and hit subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss my content. I'm also going to be ending the previous stream and bringing people over from it. We were talking about Diablo 4 and their monetization plans and why I think it makes me feel a whole lot better about what they're going to be doing. So I'm going to bring those people over. And I played the